Kevin.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on, my main man Steve?
How are you? Hi, Ron.
What's going on, Steve?
You. What's going on?
Nah, man, I'm just a man. That's all.
I know. I saw your T-shirt.
Yeah. I'm just a man.
Hi, Joe.
What's up, gentlemen? How we doing?
Where are you going with those Knicks in your hand?
What's happening?
You're what's happening.
What's up, Joe?
What's happening, Ron? How we doing?
Man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep, man. I wasn't able to sleep last night. When I left you guys, man. Let me get this thing.
Yeah, I went to sleep early last night. I was only on for like half hour, and I was like, "Oh, I'm tired."
Hey, I felt terrible last night, Joe. I wanted you to have more time. It was just a little shit.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep, man. This season is on us, man. I'm just wired, man. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're all excited for preseason.
It's been that long, man. It's been that long, you know?
Over 9 months. I think the last game was the 11th of March.
Yeah, and it was a win, ironically.
Yeah. Frank put up, was it 20 and 10, I think.
Ain't that something?
You know, the funny thing, people keep saying that. It reminds me of that one game. It might have been against the Heat where Charlie Ward had 20 points and everybody was going crazy. Like, Charlie Ward had 20 points.
Yeah, you got to go crazy about that because that wasn't Charlie's game.
Well, he was the best quarterback in New York.
You know what? I tell you what, that kid was way ahead of his time, man. Charlie Ward should have been a quarterback in the NFL. There's no way. There's no way for what he did at Florida State. And I watched him exclusively. That guy was electric. He was way ahead of his time.
One of my favorite stories about Charlie was in training camp for the Knicks. They had a drill that tried to simulate going through the, getting hit with the inside the paint. And the guy was like, "What the hell? He's a football player." He came in there like, "Whoa, he was a monster."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I tell you what, he had a better basketball career than I thought he would. Because he played, he played at Florida State, played basketball, and I didn't think he was that good of a basketball player. But he excelled.
Yeah, you look at some of these athletes, like you had Allen Iverson, could have been a first overall pick in basketball and football.
Yeah, he was tough too.
Yeah,
his tapes.
He was a running back, wasn't he? He was a running back in college or in high school.
Yeah, I believe he was.
Yeah.
You guys want to rock and roll?
Yeah, man.
Bro. Let's get to it.
I'm gonna say because I was waiting for Guillermo to pop up. I got some stuff.
I know.
Got some stuff I want to pick on him about.
Cornerstone Kev,
there's my guy.
What's happening, guys? It's a pleasure to be on with y'all, man. I've been seeing y'all all this week, man, and because y'all started at 11:45, it's like I was supposed to get on last night, but I fell asleep.
I was only on last night for a half hour, and I was like, "Fuck, I need sleep," because you get on this show, it could be 2, 3, 4 in the morning before we finish. It's like an addiction once you get started.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna try to stay on y'all.
Yo, Kev, your Steelers did not do us a favor the other night. You did not help us out. You guys undefeated, and you could have one more win, and you let us down. But it's all right. We're gonna take care of business on Sunday. We're gonna beat Arizona.
Absolutely. Y'all could go on your own, man. I got more faith. Hey, I got more faith in y'all than I do. Then I do the Jets, so there you go.
Guillermo.
Legion. What's going on, Legion? You ready?
We ready?
Salute, guys. I mean, look.
What's happening, Guillermo? It's been a while.
Hey, Legion.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, who's this guy? What's that terrible?
You know who that guy is.
You know who that guy is,
man. He's happening.
Are those rags? What are those?
hey, they're not green, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, you lost to a team with no name, so I mean, look, and we're getting Trevor Lawrence. So.
Hey, Legion,
do you know what I want to say about the Jets?
Games on Sunday I've ever seen in my life. So the tank is. I'm on the way to go right now, man.
Do you know what I say about the Jets? you know what I say about the Jets? The Jets are like the younger brother that keeps fucking up, that won't pay rent, but you can't kick him out.
As
That's what the
accurate as
Jets
that
are.
analogy is, you can't get me down. I'm on cloud nine right
You
now.
guys
I
are
don't
good.
care. We got Trevor Lawrence. I don't care. Go ahead, say what you want.
And
you got
right now in the bag, Trevor Lawrence gonna pull a Eli Manning. He's gonna pull Eli Manning, man. He's not coming to y'all,
Giants
man.
fans are now. Look, Giants fans, you guys are acting like you're the ish in a terrible division. You're gonna get knocked out the first round. Like, come on, man, stop.
Yeah, but it's a rebuild. We're ahead of schedule.
We are the ish.
Are you ahead of schedule, or is this everyone else in your division is that bad?
No, we're not.
Ahead of the schedule.
We're not supposed to be 5 and 7. We're ahead of schedule in the rebuild. We're the top 5 defense in football.
Hey, Kev, you had me sweating a little bit, Kev. I'm a Dolphins fan, man. You had me worried a little bit. I was like, they want to come to Perfectville, man. Hey, ain't but one team holding that belt. You know who it is. You heard me. It's down at 72 Dolphins. And boys pop bottles and make money every year. Every year making money. Hey, cut it out. Every year the boys popping bottles, man, and making money. Ain't nobody on your team. The only player on your Jets team making money is Joe Namath. That's the only player.
And that's by selling insurance.
Yeah, by selling insurance, yeah.
Hey, but at the end of the day, man, and fellas, really is about this thing behind me, man, fellas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we go.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron, out of respect, I'm going to take this off for Gilmore, all right? I'm not going to rub it in his face. I'm going to take this off so we can talk orange and blue.
Keep it on. I like it. Go ahead.
No, not at all, man.
Hey, respect to them Steelers, though, because when they were trying to run your coach out of town, everybody knew it wasn't your coach.
Wait, Cornerstone Camp. By the way, you know who is actually up for the Jets job? Who's rumored to be up for it, right?
Don't say it. Don't say it, because it's not true.
Who?
That's not true.
Are you a Jets fan? Kevin, you're a Jets fan?
Who? Tomlin?
Unfortunately, so I am.
So Kevin, you've heard from
He's talking about Bill Cowher.
Marvin
Bill
Lewis?
Cowher is not coming here.
Marvin Lewis?
He just might. Bill Cowher just right. You give him the right amount of power. He might. I
would like to take Matt Campbell from Iowa State, or Stefanski from the Packers, or Dable from the Bills.
I really like Arthur Smith? Arthur Smith from the Titans.
I heard Marvin Lewis.
Just a little bit of more of a jib to Adam Gase, because I think the Jets are going to win one game.
I got happy when y'all got Adam Gase. I just started laughing.
That's what I was going to say.
Y'all ain't winning nothing. We know about that fool. He arguing with the owner. Talking about the owner don't know what he's doing. And he paying your check. You know you ain't gonna be around.
I never thought I would say this, but I really can't wait for Woody Johnson to get back, because I don't think Chris Johnson knows what he's doing.
No, he doesn't. But Woody Johnson
and Woody ain't giving him the okay to go getting rid of people. So that's gonna be Woody's call.
No. They're getting rid of Gase. Trust me. They're getting Joe Douglas.
Oh yeah, he's gone, but that's gonna be a Woody's call. That's all I'm saying. He gonna wait till he on the scene, and he gonna axe that Joker at the end of the season. It ain't no point to get rid of him right now. But I'm gonna tell you this, fellas. Upset Sunday. Miami knocking off the Chiefs. That heat is real in Miami, man. Okay. Y'all let Y'all remember this. 11:55. And Steve, you good at analytics. Remember this.
Okay.
All the guys laughing. Watch when I get on here Sunday night, because I ain't running. No matter what happens. But I'm telling you, upset Sunday. I'm telling you.
And my team is
real, man. I'm telling you.
Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me.
You know, would be an early. Be an early Christmas present. Us beating that punk Jamal Adams.
Ain't happening.
You know,
y'all might lose.
Here we go. Statistically, again, they're due, man.
What a dumb trade.
Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Seattle
defensively, they're not good. Defensively,
they're not good. I had to think about that. I was thinking about the early half of the season in Seattle. They're like two different teams.
If you guys give me a first-round pick, I'll give you guys John Harbaugh. I don't want John Harbaugh anymore.
Your problem ain't John Harbaugh. You know what your problem is?
Lamar Jackson.
You ready? You be reading my mind, man. He's your problem. When you get up in the press conference and talk about people knowing your plays and all this, hey, leave that stuff behind doors. You know what you just did? You done gave. Hey, think about it. Ain't no team that's playing running anything that nobody don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's called tape. He used to be in college. That's what that tells me.
The league's figured him out. The league's figured him out. It took a year. Yeah. It took a year. It's getting easier.
Always
He's a great athlete.
Yeah, everybody go through it.
You have to. The only way it's going to work is
same thing.
The only way it's going to work is you got to find a way to build it around him, get the right coaches. These aren't the right coaches, so I'm concerned. To answer your question, I'm concerned.
Well, I tell you this, Steve. One more thing before we get up, Legion. I'm gonna tell you. You know who's gonna be your coach? You heard it here first. That bum of a coach I got down there in Michigan. He's gonna be your coach.
Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, you sit right there. You remember y'all was linked to him.
No, he's not. He's gonna be your coach. Jim Harbaugh.
He's gonna be your coach.
He's not coming to the Jets. He's not.
Okay.
The Jets
are you trying to make the Jets worse?
Exactly.
You cannot get any worse. You cannot get any worse.
Some guys are better for college. Some guys are better for the NFL. I think Harbaugh, if you allowed him to be the GM and the coach, you'd have a solid team. I don't care what no one says. That 49ers job he's not good in college. That's fine. That's when he was with the NFL, no, stop it. John Harbaugh with the NFL.
Guillermo just like Vince Lombardi glasses.
Kaepernick was already in place when he got there. That's why. Remember that? Yes, he was. He was back up to Alex Smith. Look up the roster.
Yeah, but Colin Kaepernick was not the guy when he came there. He got a year or so out of Alex Smith. He developed Colin Kaepernick. He was a QB whisperer. Colin Kaepernick was a second-round pick from Nevada. He wasn't what he was when he went to the Super Bowl before Harbaugh got there. What are you talking about?
You're going to be defending Harbaugh next year. You're going to be defending Harbaugh next year because he's going to be your coach.
I don't know. If he can be a QB whisperer for Trevor Lawrence and we can get a defense like that 49ers team had, I'd take that any day.
Your best chance of getting Trevor Lawrence. You better get you got to get a reputable coach. You got to get a reputable coach to get him.
We got Mims. We're going to get Rashad Bateman from Minnesota.
They will win.
Guillermo, it's not the quarterback. Guillermo, it's not the quarterback. It's not the quarterback.
Gase
Lawrence to be the same thing.
Type of coach. Darnold is a rollout, play action, vertical guy.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Better his rookie year because
quarterback could be an interception machine. Y'all don't have no talent, man.
But y'all, hold on. This is what I don't like about this chat.
Trade the number one.
Y'all talking about all this stuff with Knox and all this stuff about coaching. Sam Darnold has not gotten coaching in the NFL.
Hey, I agree. That's why he ain't your problem.
Very true.
He's not your problem. Watch when you trade him.
But you have to restart the QB scale. You got to restart. I mean, the QB contract, right?
Because as a new GM, you got to ship him. You got to
base your success on a QB that's already been at needs a lot of work. You're gonna get him, try to get pieces from him, and reset it with Owen.
You got to. You got
to. He's gonna go to. And I wish Cornerstone Kev was here. I think Sam Darnold would be great for the Steelers.
Oh, he'll be good just about any place he goes. They got a permanent
vertical game, offensive line, bro.
Yeah.
Do not trade it. Do not trade. Do not trade him to the Patriots. Do not trade to the Patriots.
Sam Darnold to the Steelers, the Colts, or the Saints. I think are three great teams that they have the weapons. They have the coaching. I like Frank Reich a lot. The Saints would be perfect for him. They have playmakers that you can have a vertical game with those guys. Kamara, Michael Thomas when he's healthy. And the Steelers, too. I mean, Deontay, you got freaking Claypool. You still got Juju Smith-Schuster. You got Washington. Dude, they got, bro. If you replace Roethlisberger in that system.
Schuster's gone. Schuster's going to go as a free agent. Schuster's going to go as a free agent.
I think Steve ready to start up for Freezy call the hotline. Freezy gonna be on us in a minute.
That boy's gonna end up like if Juju Smith-Schuster leaves, he's gonna end up like Alvin Harper when he tried to go to the Bucks and became a bum. Juju Smith-Schuster's not a number one receiver.
That's a good one.
He's not.
Yeah. So we hope all is well with our family in the chat.
Hey, Steven, real quick, I just want to say I think you're doing a fantastic job, man. I really appreciate what you're doing with your statistics and everything. I got a real solution and everything.
Stephen Fox is the real best quarterback around here.
I like
that.
Doesn't Steve look like Woj? He looks like Woj a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
Why? Because he's white? He's so racist,
No,
man.
he just looks like Woj.
I'll take Woj rather than old ugly bastard. But,
What?
Or Brian Windhorse.
Hey, just to kick it off, fellas.
You mean LeBron's boo thing? Brian Windhorse?
Yeah.
LeBron James is the great. Shut up, dude.
And if you was black, we'd call you Shams.
Well, I am black from the waist down.
Who's excited? Who's excited for tomorrow night?
Oh
yeah.
God. Oh my God. It's
Christmas is coming early.
Christmas, right?
Exactly,
It's like
Joe.
Yeah, Christmas is coming early, boys.
This is a test to see if all
The
those
reason why I'm excited about tomorrow is because, for me, we'll finally have stability at the coaching seat. None of this first year, not having any experience, a la Fizdale. I'm gonna throw Hornacek in there a little bit. I mean, it's been a revolving door, and I believe Tibbs is going to fulfill the 5 years and probably even beyond. So that's what I'm really excited about. You won't see. I expect our out of timeout plays. I expect that to be on the top level now, because we not just Tibbs, but we got a full coaching staff. You got Woodson, you got Kenny Payne, you got all these guys, and that have been through the mill. So I'm really excited about the coaching staff. I'm probably more excited about the coaching staff than I am the players, because I believe the coaching staff is going to put our players in the right position. So
it starts
I think I actually have to disagree with you a little bit. It's not that those coaches are first-time coaches, right? Hornacek actually had at one point a decent offense with the Suns, right? And then he also got, Fizzo, I don't think it was his success, but he had some type of experience with the Grizzlies. I think the most important thing I think the most important thing is that you have a team, you have a front office that they're all on one accord. We've had coaches here that had experience, but they had, Phil Jackson, and then you had freaking Fizdale with Steve Mills, who's not an NBA guy whatsoever. I don't think we ever had. We didn't have that chemistry or where everybody's on one accord with each other, right? So I think that it's important to have that. What I'm looking for is all the things that these guys said they're working on in the summer: shooting form, footwork, strength, and that stuff. I want to see that happen. Because look, the points don't matter, efficiencies don't matter, but I want to see what these guys worked on in the summer and if it's translating to the actual live games. That's it.
Yeah,
I agree. Shooting. I want to see your form better. I want to see Knox stronger, smarter.
So this is my thing, and I said this earlier on your show that I was gonna get at you, because Guillermo is, and I said, is a glass half empty type of fan.
Yes. Of course.
Everybody in the world. He was like, the greatest things is going on. And he was like, you know what? I just don't like this one thing. And this, but it's like, what do you
if we got Giannis, Guillermo will be like, oh well, there's this thing I don't like about Giannis.
Really? That's me?
Hey.
That's really you.
Really?
Gilmore and a lot of us Knicks fans have been beaten down so long between the media, between our friends, between other fans of other teams. We've been beaten down so long that a lot of our faith is sometimes dwindled. So of course we're going to be objective
and think about this. Look how delusional you guys are. You guys are saying I'm a half glass empty guy. We are the worst team in the NBA, and we have them for
What is there to
be like, no, we want to go 45 wins with this team. No, I'm waiting to see success on the court. And yes, if we got Giannis, I would be happy. I'm not going to be sitting there critiquing his game like that. I'd be happy, but no one's coming there. So you don't have to try to be hypothetical, Joe. It ain't happening. So that would never exist.
Here's why I don't think we're the worst team anymore.
This is Kevin Wright. This is Kevin Wright right here. Yo, Kevin Knox said this in an interview, so I'm enthusiastic. It's like,
hold on. It's not what he said. That's the thing. It's not what Kevin Knox. Well, technically, some of it is what it says, but you can tell from a person's demeanor compared to what it used to be. If my whole attitude just changed completely, you would know. You could be able to tell, this This is a completely different cat. You can tell he is focused now.
Right,
he even said it. Over the summer, the coaches been on him.
Direction. He has
the coaches have been communicating with him. He's been working out.
I don't care about interviews. Honestly, God, I don't care like what you show me on the court.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But we actually have young talent to actually get excited about now. That's the difference. Like I understand your point, but like the day before the start of the preseason, I think it's fair as a Knicks fan that's being beaten down for so long to be at least a little bit excited that we're kind of building something organically. They haven't messed it up yet. So I'm like excited.
We haven't had ball for 9 months.
That's my excitement too.
You guys just love that Nick heroin where you just like,
I try to give you an easy out. Now
but you guys are making it seem like I'm not giving these guys hope. I'm hopeful. I want these guys to do well.
If
Kevin Knox if he somehow gives me 18 and like 7 this season,
if you're saying that, then you wouldn't.
I'm praising him to the high heavens.
The way you feel right now, then.
Hold on. The thing about it is this.
What the hell is that?
I was wondering what that
Master
was.
Blaster, shut the hell up for a second. Damn, you coming wild, boy. hey, just real quick, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. We're gonna be freestyling. The Knicks were on the plane today to Detroit, so there were no formal press conferences or anything like that. But we have a lot of stuff to talk about, whether it's Mitch's Instagram, whether it's Frank, Randall.
Here I am. I'm the Frank president. So if y'all gonna go at him, y'all gonna go at me, and I'm gonna go right back at you.
About Frank
hold on a second. Hold on.
You're not safe.
Hey,
1 second.
Tell him, Ron. Tell him, Ron.
So we got some feedback last night, and I played back, watched the show last night, and the people were right. The audio quality was greatly impacted. So do us a favor. Please, the guys in the video chat, including myself, that if for any reason you need to go off camera or talk off camera, just mute yourself. And if you do hear any echoing or anything, just mute. If you're not directly in the conversation and you hear some funky stuff in the background, just mute yourself so we can give the best quality product to our audience. And other than that, Rob talked about it yesterday. We want to talk to make sure we have feedback from the chat. We want questions from that. We're going to be looking to the greatest mods in the world, Simon Bodega, to take the pulse of what's going on in that chat and feed us any questions, any thoughts, any topics that they may want. And like I said, let's before we get into that stuff, let's maybe freestyle, go around. And I know Kevin, I don't know whether you got everything out you wanted to talk to Guillermo about, but let's rock and roll. That
could be an all night kind of thing.
I know, but one of the things also is what we talked about yesterday is that what Freezy said, we don't want monologues, we want discussions. So a couple minutes, you get into your flow, but turn it over so everybody gets a chance to get their thoughts out. So Kevin, you want to kick it off for us? What's on your mind tonight?
Well, again,
like I said,
wait, I'm sorry. Which Kevin were you talking? Are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Kevin Wright. I apologize.
Okay. I'm sorry.
My bad.
I guess like everybody else, I'm just because I guess there was no press conference, but I saw the picture. I got really excited when I saw the Twitter pictures of the Knicks getting on the plane. They head to Detroit. Now, like, why am I so excited about pictures of people getting on planes? But it just makes me feel so excited that the game is tomorrow and we're ready. And I'm expecting Knox to lead the team in points. That's how excited I am. That's where I'm going with this.
I thought you were going to have the hell in the cell with Guillermo tonight, man. I thought you were about to go at it. The both of you were going to go at it. So I got 3 hours to go at Guillermo tonight. It's gonna be building up.
What is there to go at? I'm realistic. I'm objective, right? I'm looking at tomorrow to see what did you learn during the summer, because this is not a season where let's hold their hand and try to develop. Unfortunately for these guys, right? They didn't get a proper. This year is, hey, we got competition, we got instruction. It is up to you to make that leap. So if Knox is it, it's fine. If DJ is it, it's fine. But all this hope, I think that we're letting ourselves down. Like, if these guys don't develop the way we hope, we're gonna be disappointed. So we have to be realistic with ourselves. And like I said again, are you redrafting these guys again? Hopefully tomorrow. Look, I'm hoping that Knox comes in tomorrow. I hope he has a poster game he can show off. I hope he's a lot more alert on the court. I hope he's rebounding better. I hope he's being more physical with players. You know what I mean? But it's up to him. We can't be no more excuses here.
Let me burst this little bubble of yours when it comes to your half-empty glass.
Okay.
Tom Thibodeau is in the same ilk as like Greg Popovich. They're straight shooters. They're gonna not coach. I'm just saying they're gonna tell it to you how it is. They're not gonna sugarcoat anything. They're not going to lead you on or anything. You ask them a question, they're more than likely going to give you a straight answer most of the time. So this entire week of training camp, or even going up before training camp, Tom Thibodeau said, practice matters. Getting better in practice matters. Your work ethic matters. Coming in and being in shape matters. That's what Tom Thibodeau said. Those are the things that matters to him.
Okay.
This entire week, every time Tom Thibodeau has opened his mouth, it's about how Kevin Knox has shown improvement. It's how his shot looks great. It's how he's gotten better. It's how he's one of the 4 people who is in the best condition on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Named him specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Knox, from what Tom Thibodeau has said, should give you, and granted he hasn't stepped on the court yet, but the point is his work ethic has proven, I think, some doubters wrong because everyone keeps on his motor is low and he doesn't look like he wants it. If I don't like my job, I'm not going to go out and do everything I possibly can to be better at my job.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but where is that? What is that going against anything I've said? That has nothing to like. I don't understand.
It's the pessimism because you just like, oh, what
say, Guillermo.
No, there's no pessimism. The reality of the fact is that the Knicks have been bad. We have not had coaching. Young players have not developed. Right? I'm waiting to see how things are. Me sitting here saying, yo, I know Knox is going to have a good season because he sounded good in interviews. If I could give you the rundown of guys who sounded great in interviews before years that they did not do well, you could be here all night. Interviews mean nothing. You talking means nothing. I have to see it on the court. As simple as that. It's not me hating on Knox. I'm not pessimistic or optimistic. I'm just waiting to see results. Why is that so bad? Again, you want me to do the heroin. I'm not going to do the Nick heroin. I did it too many times. It doesn't feel good. The aftermath is not good when you're looking at this. We only got 20 wins. No, let me see what's on the court first, and I'll praise you. If Knox goes on the court and kills, I'm praising Knox. If Mitch goes on the court, if DSJ goes on the court and he's better than he was last year, I'm praising it to the high heavens. But I have to see it on the court.
Guillermo, you ever heard the phrase, if you ain't got nothing good to say?
What does that mean?
Obviously, you never heard it.
No, I've heard it, but what does that have to do with basketball?
Let me get right to it.
If I have a team of 5 wins after 80 games,
right to it,
don't say anything bad because it's not nice.
I'm going to tell you what you remind me of. You remind me of somebody who's been battered, and they don't see no good. And I'm telling you, what I've seen from Thibodeau, what I've seen from this front office, is these guys are being smart. So therefore, based on what I've seen this far, they haven't given me any reason to believe, or any Knicks fan to believe, that we're going in this season looking like a fool. For once, the roster is stable, and we talked about all these point guards we got, right? And rightfully so.
The roster is stable? We don't even know who the starters are.
Okay, we talked about the point guards, right? The reason why we got the point guards that we have is because we're trying to find out who is going to be the point guard. But I can take Tibbs at what he's saying. When Tibbs say a guy like Emmanuel Quickly is showing up early, leaving late, he got a great shot. When he talks about him being impressive in practice, when he's talking about him and Obi and talking about Julius Randle and Knox, I can take him at face value because you know what would happen if he's saying that, saying these guys are looking so good, and then he don't play them, then he's going to have a problem.
Well said,
bro. You're a football guy, right? Hold up, you're a football guy, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember the season that your boy Ocho Cinco went to the Dolphins?
Well,
what did the coach? And remember, it was a Hard Knocks that season, right?
Philbin.
What did the coach of Philbin say all throughout camp? Ocho Cinco looks good. He looks better than last year. Blah 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 blah. What they do again?
Hey, hold on, Guillermo. You know I'm a Dolphins fan, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm connected. I know why he got fired. You know why he got fired? Because that's when the league was changing with that domestic violence stuff. They weren't playing that. When he headbutted that woman, that was a wrap. I knew he was gone. That's why they got rid of him.
If Ocho Cinco was okay, fair enough. That's an extreme case, but in the NFL, you know Turks exists, right? You know guys will show out in camp, right? And they still get cut. You're literally, this is what you guys are doing. You're getting at me because I'm not falling for the sweet nothings. You talking in the interview is a sweet nothing. It means nothing. Why would Tom Thibodeau come out and explicitly say, yo, these guys are trash. These guys suck. These guys do not look good. Of course, he's going to, if there's somebody who shows out like the four guys, Emmanuel Quickly, Randall, Knox, and Obi, who came in a great shape, right? Yeah, you're going to say things. You're going to say the good things, right? To bring out the guys who are exemplary, right? Mm-hmm. Some of the guys who may be struggling, you're not going to say certain things to bring down team morale. So again,
let's use logic. Let me ask you this.
Hold up. Let's use logic. He's not going to sit there and criticize people to the media, to the New York media. It happened with Jackson, right? And how well that go?
To that point too, Guillermo, he didn't have to say anything.
How well did that go?
He didn't have to say anything, no, Guillermo. Nobody solicited that from him. Read that tape. He came out his own mouth. They didn't ask him, what about Obi Toppin? What about Emmanuel Quickly? He brought that out there out his own mouth, talking about them guys. So all I can do is take
what are we getting at? Is it that I have to believe because of an interview?
No,
that's
not what I'm saying, Guillermo. But you can't dog them guys, man. When the coach saying these guys,
who did I dog?
Guillermo, man.
You just said
come on.
Who did I dog?
Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna let it go, Steve. I'm gonna let it go. We're gonna move on.
Because you're not making any sense. Who did I go? I said, let's see what's on the court. Who did I go?
Shut the fuck up, man.
All right, you gotta do that because you gotta.
Hey, Joe didn't get a lot. Hey, come on, Guillermo. Joe didn't get a lot last night. Joe, come on. Let Joe have some time.
All right. I kind of agree with Guillermo. It's like we've heard this song before, but we got to see it on the court. But I'm also more positive than I was last year, especially knowing that I have an experienced coach that's been there and has done it and is known for hard nose. And I agree with Ron about the fact that when the New York media asked questions, he didn't have to come out and say these players' names. He singled these players out and said, Knox is showing improvement in camp. Knox is playing defense. Knox is doing it. So that's showing me that he's going to use these guys at the beginning of preseason to see if we have, and they're the guys that he's going to try and build around. So I'm more positive. I'm a lot more positive than I was over the last year or two coming out of camp and coming out of the interviews. So I do agree. I do agree with you, Guillermo, about we got to see it on the court, but I also have to be more positive too coming in. Especially when you're finally hearing Knox is doing well at something, because last year we didn't hear anything about Knox, and we seen it on the court, and it was a joke. It was atrocious. So now we have a hard-nosed coach that is singling out Knox, and is singling out Obi, and is singling out Quickly, and unfortunately is singling out Randall. But
think of how low our expectations are. We're getting hyped because of what is said in interviews. You talk to other basketball fans.
Hold on, it's not the.
You talk to other basketball fans, and they say, "Yo, your Knicks suck." Like, why are you a Knicks fan, right? Our expectations as to what is good is so low. No, I've yet to sit here and say F DSJ, F Frank, F Knox, that these guys are totally useless, right? The most I'll say is, hey, these guys got to show and prove, right? We're sitting here saying these guys are going to show out this year because of what they said and their demeanors. Again, I can give you a list. Every year, there are guys who look better coming into camp, more healthier, blasey. And it doesn't show up on the court. All I'm asking is, hey, Let's just see it on the court. Then I'll assess. But doing all this stuff now, saying, "Oh, you're not," what? It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't.
So why have training camp then?
No. I'm saying us. I'm saying us as fans. No. Listen, what I'm saying. Us as fans saying you got to be more optimistic. You got to be more positive. It's like dogs. It doesn't mean anything if I say
we have to believe in something. We have to.
I believe in results. Yes, results.
Hold on. It's not even believing in anything. It's I'm going off. I'm going off what the head coach, an established, proven head coach says. He says practice and training camp matters. It matters about how much playing time you're going to get, because he's only going to play the better of the guys. Now, you spent the last, I don't know however, saying the veterans are going to outplay these young kids.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I said if they can't perform, they have veterans in place to run the base level system. I did not say that the veterans are coming. I said the veterans, they're going to come in most likely knowing more than some of our younger players who you guys have said have gone through bad coaching, bad regime. So they're probably not going to know as much because they didn't run sets at a higher level of success than some of these veterans coming in. But I never said that the veterans are going to come in and
the context.
Explain to me what you were saying about Austin Rivers, how you said he came here and he was expecting to start.
Austin Rivers, I'm talking about Austin's. Okay, so Austin Rivers' desire to come to the Knicks, right? That's different versus what Tibbs seeing and who he chooses. Austin Rivers is not going to just come to the Knicks and say, hey, yeah, I'll sit behind Frank even if he's not outperforming me. He said there's an opportunity in New York. Again, this guy has been a spot starter here and there, more so off the bench for most of the better parts of his career, right? He's looking at the Knicks. And again, he could have went to other places that could have probably offered him playing time on a playoff team. He said there's an opportunity in New York. I know he said there's an opportunity to lead the young kids, blah, blah, blah. But he also mentioned there's an opportunity here that I probably wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. What would that opportunity be? Sim said it himself too. He said, yeah, it's to start. Austin Rivers is not going to come here to sit behind a person who's underperforming relative to him. That doesn't make sense. Why would he?
Well, he hasn't been in camp, so.
He's making $3 million a year.
Let's give Latrell. Let's give Latrell a sec.
I'm sorry, Latrell. I'm bad, Latrell.
No, you're good. You're good. It's all passion. It's all good. I hear what you're saying. I agree with you from the standpoint of it doesn't matter what they say behind the microphone. All I'm saying is they haven't messed it up yet, and all I care about is results too. But I do think that there's something. I just have wanted this team. We've gone for the quick fix for 20 years. We've been. You call it man. What's the word you use for front
office malpractice.
Front office malpractice. Yes. Thank you. And right now we have young players. I'm not saying we are the most talented young players, but we have a few guys on this team that are very exciting, that are going to learn and get the habits. It starts in practice. It starts in training camp. I'm excited about this preseason because we can really see what we got. And so, I'm a fan. I'm going to be very critical. I'm a very critical fan. I'm going to go after the young guys, but I'm also going to be realistic. I'm going to give them 20 to 30 games, but it starts tomorrow night. And for the first time in a long time, I just feel like we're starting to build something organically with people that I don't know if Thibodeau's got a track record, and I'm going to judge him. I'm going to be critical. I'm going to judge him based on what he does. But I want to be fair. For 20 years, the quick fixes and not being fair, I'm sick of it. I just want to watch. I want to organically be with my Knicks family, and I want to go after it. And either you're with me or you're not. But that's okay. I love you all. That's all I got.
Hey, Rob.
Salute.
Yo,
great take.
It's the same old thing. It's like, hey, it's gonna start tomorrow. And we got high hopes for our young players. We think they can get the job done. And I'm looking forward to watching them do what I think they can do. Now, as far as results are concerned, yeah, we all want results. I don't feel as though like we've been fooled by any coach because it always took us just a few games to figure out the coach. Everybody knew that Fizdale was a bum early, and we couldn't wait for him to get fired. It wasn't hard to figure that out. So with that being said, let's see what they've been doing for the last 9 months. I think that me personally, I think they're gonna surprise us a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got to say.
Cornerstone?
Yeah. It's been 9 months. 9 months for our young guys to really be working on their craft, which and I'm just looking forward to finally seeing them what they did in training camp this week, which is still going. But I'm just looking forward to them just getting out on the floor. And again, they have now stability. They have a structure. Under Fizdale, they didn't have that. And you're talking to a person who went to one of the games last year. I went to the Philly game last year, the first one, and we were beating them left and right. And you know who lost it for us? Fizdale lost that for us because he had the wrong people in at the wrong time. I mean, they beat us by I think like 3 or 4 points or whatever, but he had the wrong people in at the wrong time. So again, I'm really looking forward to seeing the coaches putting them in the right position to be successful and to win the game. And I know y'all gave a few days how many games they think they will win. I'm going 30 plus, and I think that's a good number for it, 30 plus. And that's it.
Hey, this past week in the media days with Tibbs, one of the things that he said about Mitch was professionalism, and he really harped on that before segueing over to New Orleans. It's a head scratcher that after saying that the kid comes out today and says, "Where's the loyalty at?" Shake my head on Instagram. Sometimes silence is the best thing. What's your guys' thoughts about the kid coming out like that? Joe, take it.
Oh, sorry.
I'm worried about Mitch. I had high hopes for Mitch coming in last year. He was a little bit better in his rookie year. He showed a little bit more things, but I had high hopes for him over 9 months of practicing and getting better at his craft. And I didn't like hearing this thing about the 3-point shot. I thought make sure polish your game in around the post, hooks, floaters, stuff in around the rim before you start taking threes. And I just watching his interviews, his body language looks off. I said the same thing about Randall. Like both of them, their body language looks off. Mitch doesn't look like he wants to be there. Tibbs, when he was asked about Mitch, went straight to talking about Nerlens Noel. To me, it looks kind of fishy to me. And as I heard that they were trying to shop him on draft night to move up and get Wiseman, but the thing that was in the deal with Golden State, they would have to take Wiggins, so that's what pulled it off. But to me, that they were trying to move him, and I think he might have known they were trying to move him. And I just think things are going to be a little bit fishy, and it doesn't start off right when you have one of your youngest talents with a coach that has had a little bit of a history with players, and it's already starting to kick off before preseason even started. I want to see down the line what happens, but to me, I love Mitch. I think he's a great upside, but the kid needs to grow up. And I think if he doesn't start to grow up fast, you need to start looking to move him. Because
he'll be growing up in another city.
Yeah, you need to start looking to move him, because then if you don't start looking to move him and it gets out that the Knicks are trying to move him, his value is going to get down. You're not going to get what you thought from him. So I think what the Knicks missed out on what the most they were going to get out of Mitch was in the trade him in the draft. That's value wise, but I just think
that's a good take.
It's, to me, I'm a little bit worried. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the kid comes out and just balls it. To me, if he's not starting, instead of crying on Instagram, go out and work for it. Go get your job back. If you want that starting job, why haven't you got it in already? Well, go work for it. Let's see what you're made of. Because
do you honestly think Tibbs made that comment over a week ago? He posted that today. Where's the connection? Why is this a topic? Where's the connection? Tibbs said that last week. So you saying that Mitchell Robinson responded a week later, and this is
sleeping for a week.
Connected to that.
He woke up and just found out about it.
Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas.
Okay. No, come on, fellas, man. Something's got to sink in. If he's talking about professionalism,
hold on.
Who knows what he was talking about?
Well, yeah, it was cryptic.
Assuming.
That's what I'm wondering.
Assuming.
What was he talking about?
Nobody knows what that man was talking about.
Assuming, that's a good word.
It's a little bit weird that the day before.
Did he put Tibbs' name in it?
He could have been talking about a game.
He could have been talking about anything.
He might have been talking about a woman.
But hold on.
He might have been talking about.
Rob, I agree with you, right? But again, and I'm not blaming Mitch. We don't know what he's talking about, right? But this is the thing about professionalism. You have to know your environment, right? If you're not explaining what you're talking about, right? You know that the media is going to pounce on that, and you know the media is going to start trying to put rumors out there. We've seen it. If we say something here, you know it's going to come out tomorrow. Oh, Knox wants to be traded to freaking some BS, right? You have to, in New York, you have to be. I agree with you, Rob. On the surface of it is wrong, but you have to be very careful in this New York market where those rumors can cause issues in the locker room. Where it's like, yo, you have to be clear about that stuff.
That was a week ago.
Yeah, but Rob,
you have to know your environment, bro. You are in New York where the media has a lot more sway than other places, man.
Where's the loyalty? A week ago, this man made this comment.
We don't know that.
Hey, Joe, real quick, Rob. You know the media, the cheap medias that are Knicks for clicks. Mark Berman and Stephen Bondi. Those are the cheap guys looking to put anything negative about us.
I got to respond to that too. Have you noticed the other day when Mitch did that interview? Yeah. And they said Mark was up next. He was like, Mark Berman. Like he already knew. He was like, this guy, I don't like him. You knew when he said it, the way he called his name, and he didn't like him. But I agree 100% with Guillermo. It's something called PR. You got to be smart, man. You can't just say anything when you're a professional athlete. That stuff gets magnified, man.
Let me just say this right quick.
Go ahead.
That Team USA thing, that was like, what, 2 years ago?
Don't matter.
It still happened.
All right,
don't matter. They don't ever forget.
Listen to what my point is. Listen to what my point is. This is my point. That was like damn near 2 years ago. Last year, and before the season started, we did not hear anything about Mitch being late. It's 2 years later, and now we're talking about Mitch need to mature on some shit that happened 2 years ago. Come on, now.
Rob, that's all you need to know.
2 years ago, if somebody smacked you in your face and saw you yesterday, what are you going to do? Say, hey, what's happening?
Good one.
If somebody slapped me in my face 2 years ago, we would have dealt with it 2 years ago. Hey,
but that's a good point too. Rob, this is all I'm saying, and this is all everybody trying to say is 2 years ago, we know that happened. If Tibbs wasn't here, this wouldn't even be a comment. We wouldn't even be talking about that. But the fact that this man now is your coach.
We're judging him on something 2 years ago. That's the point.
We're not judging him.
Because the coach is here.
The coach is saying that he needs to be professional.
You don't want
to don't get in trouble. Mitch ain't running around.
Hey, being in trouble and being being in trouble and being professional is two different things.
Different things. And again, the media is looking for for any little.
People don't need to tell me something that Mitch did yesterday, not 2 years ago.
Okay.
I agree with that too.
No. Mitch is going to be a free agent in 2 years. You have to discern, are we paying this guy? Or are we going forward? So everything about his character matters. Everything about his character matters.
2 years ago.
Shut up.
Hey, Tom Thibodeau looks like the bad guy. You bringing up some shit from 2 years ago.
No, not really. He's the coach.
You had a one-on-one with him.
He's the coach. He's the Mitch do this.
Hey, Guillermo, bro.
You could address that with me.
Wow, weird.
Hey,
I don't
Guillermo,
when he sat down.
You know what cures this? Being on the court and winning. That's what cures this whole thing.
Hey, you know what?
Exactly.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
Mitch needs to get on the court, get his job back, and then everyone will shut up about
Mitch
it.
never lost his job.
Well,
Is he going to be starting tomorrow? Is he going to be
Did Mitch
starting?
ever really solidify his job?
You already said he lost his job.
No, I'm not saying he lost his job, but he never solidified it.
I don't think he has, but
it's up for grabs.
If that behavior keeps
Everybody's job is up for grabs for that instance.
Okay, so why are you saying Mitch's job is it's not solidified?
He said that. He said Mitch lost his job. Last time I seen it, Mitch was starting. How did he know Mitch lost his job?
Hey, Tibbs did say
Mitch
everybody
never had the job.
He said he's not concerned with what you did last year. Last year don't matter. It's what we do from here going forward. So that lets you know that everybody.
Rob, real quick. Hey, Rob,
one at a time, guys.
Taj Gibson did start, a few games for him.
Most of them.
True.
Taj Gibson's not even on the team.
I agree.
So we
job down pat. Hey, let me throw something out here. 1 second. As a possible meaning to what he put out. Guillermo just touched on it. When you look at his contract that he signed, it was a great contract for the Knicks, but wasn't a great contract for Mitch, especially at the elite rim talents and skill set that he has. $1.66 million this year. He has $1.8 million next year. Obviously, it's a team option that we're going to take. But do you think he's talking about loyalty, that maybe they should have ripped that up and you gave him a new contract, that maybe he's having feelings like that?
I don't know. But here's the other thing, Steve. He's been how many agents have he been through right now?
I don't know.
Hey fellas, we got to acknowledge Freezy for a minute, man. Hey, congrats, Freezy, man. 705, man. 705. Congrats.
Yeah.
Hit them likes button, people.
Congrats.
This is the same Freezy that said, "Can you guys get me up to 400, please, by the end of this year?" I'm like, Freezy, dogs. Trust, your thing's gonna blow. So salute to Freezy for that.
You might get to 1,000 by the end of the year.
You can get to 1,000 easily by the end of the year. Let me point out your hypocrisy. Let me point out your hypocrisy. For all the guys who are talking about going off of what these players are saying, it's not all you guys, right? So how can you say you got to be optimistic because of what they said, blah, 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 blah. But what Mitchell Robinson puts out to the media or to social media, whatever it may be, that could be misconstrued and now bring on more annoyance by the media, more possible issues. That's what he's talking about with professionalism. Where, okay, it's not to say you should be a mute and you shouldn't have a life, but when you put out certain things in a media-driven market like New York that can affect the team or affect play, that's the professionalism he's talking about. You have to be aware of your surroundings. You got to be able to move smart with these snakes like Bondi and all these clowns that write for these papers. Now they'll write a paper or something saying, "Oh, Mitchell Robinson this," and you circumstantial evidence and possibly mess up the locker room. Mitchell Robinson,
you know what it's called, Guillermo? You know what it's called? It's called being able to discern, using discernment. And I talk about that really with my situation. Let me tell you, man. I've been getting comments. I read every last one of my comments right on my page.
Right.
And I had somebody try to tell me about the title of my show and he don't watch sports and all this. And I'm saying to myself, but why you even pull up my page if you got a problem telling me that this ain't gonna work, you ain't gonna get. And initially I was about to, and I said, you know what? I thought about it. I said, no, I ain't gonna give him no power. You know what I typed back to him? I appreciate your concern.
Yeah. Not at the judo move, man. Take it all off of him.
Mitch got to learn, Rob. I say this to say this, man. Mitch just got to learn. All these guys, and not just Mitch. When you come into the NBA, man, those reporters get paid to write articles. And if they get one thing, and let's be real, we know the Knicks. This thing behind me been the punching bag.
Articles.
Been the punching bag for the national media. They made a lot of money on us over the years, man. Writing stuff that ain't true, writing some stuff that are true. And so all I'm saying is Mitch got to be smart. Regardless if he wrote that article, he said what he said, and it wasn't directed to the Knicks, you got to think about how people's perception is. Perception is 9/10 of the law.
And look at Brooklyn.
If Tibbs never said what he said, if Tibbs never said what he said, look, we wouldn't even be discussing this.
Exactly.
I agree. He would have been more professional himself. He the one who put it out there in the media.
I agree. It goes both ways, man. Relationships go both ways.
But to me, he put it out. He put it out in the media too as a signal to Mitch. Because
he said Rich in his face. He didn't have to use the media.
Sometimes that don't work. Sometimes that don't work. Sometimes you got to put it out and you got to make them work for it.
Man,
because this man's coming up on his money there.
Real quick. You talk about the media. Look at Kyrie Irving. That's going to be a circus.
Oh my God.
That's going to be a circus.
And he ain't talking to the media.
We don't talk about Kyrie on this channel. We talk about Knicks.
I understand that, but we're talking about how they can
everybody know what Kyrie is. Crazy.
They created media and they created analytics for the guys who couldn't play and get the girls in high school.
Case closed.
You don't got to worry. You don't got to worry about what they say. Mark Berman. Don't worry about what he says. His job is to create controversy and get fools to click on what he posts. I don't give a damn. I talk to people that care, like you. So don't focus on what Mark Berman is writing about Mitch's off-season diet. Have you seen him at McDonald's for French fries? Okay, everybody likes a Big Mac and fries every now and then.
You're right about that.
I think that's why everyone's excited about tomorrow, because our eyes don't lie.
Yeah, there's only one person.
Say that again, Steven. Say that again.
Our eyes don't lie.
Yeah, there's only one person I trust, and that's Ian Begley. That's it.
Yeah, I like Ian. I'm friends with
him. I like him. He don't have no kind of axe to grind or no kind of hidden agenda. You can tell that is real.
And Alan Hahn too, except when he talks about Frank. So
he's a hack. Now that he joined at the end, he's definitely a hack.
Steve Popper too. Steve Popper.
Pop too. Yeah, Pop school. Pop.
He got everybody laughing on that one, Steve.
Oh man, oh my gosh, man. Everybody wants to be.
No love.
I'm gonna tell you what. Let's. I got a question for y'all, fellas, and I'll go ahead and answer my question so I can get that out the way, because I know once I throw this question out there, it's gonna roll. What are you guys going to be happy about tomorrow with this team?
Good question. Let's
For
go
me,
around.
you know what I'm going to be happy with, and I'm going to let y'all rock. I'm going to just be happy to see these guys play hard. And whatever happens, happens. But I don't want to see nobody being lazy, because if you lazy, when I do my next video, I'm going to call you out. But like I said, I ain't talking about nobody needing to jump on Penn Station and get out of town yet on that first thing smoking until after about 20 games. Slate clean for all of them. But if you come out there lazy tomorrow night after 9 months, you're going to get it. That's what I'm looking for.
I thought it was that if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So again, right.
I can eat that one.
Watch the guys tomorrow and assess what happens. Wow, that sounds familiar. I think I heard that before. So again, what I'm looking forward to, if I'm to make me so-called happy, is that if these guys are so-called working for 9 months, right? Again, if they understand the playbook, all that stuff is going to be tough just because of the short preseason and I guess a time together in the offseason. If these guys, again, they had things they can work on individually, right? That means your shooting form. That means your footwork. That means your core strength, lower body strength, awareness on defense, getting around screens. These things that you can work on individually. You do not need a coach to tell you what you need to work on. You need to watch your film. So if these guys develop that, and there are 3 guys, DSJ, Frank, Knox, even RJ with the shooting, right? RJ with his finishing at the basket. And just, I want to see the wrinkles that we expect them to work on. Knox with his post-up game. I want to see that. I want to see if they truly took the step during the summer. If not, don't be mad the veterans start. That's what I'm going to say.
Hey, Ron, I think I'll take the next one on. I'm looking forward to seeing Randall. We all last year were screaming at the TV, all of us in our homes saying, "What are you doing?" So I know it's it's still early, but I'm hoping that we're going to see something. Whether not doing that spin move from hell, or whether he's in the pinch post and working the ball and maybe seeing a new aspect to his game. So I'm looking to see. We're taking baby steps with him, but hopefully we're going to see some differences. Next one, you want?
What are those differences you want to see besides the spin move? What else do you want to see from Randall?
I want to see him shoot better. I want to see him most of all pass. I want to see him the double team that he kicks it out, and
that's my key from him.
And I don't want to see him. I saw some statistics on Frank and a few others. it was frightening the amount of plays with this past year of Frank and others that put the ball up with like less than 4 seconds up. And that's what, so if a guy gets trapped and everything and then kicks it out, it doesn't show. The guy shot terrible. Look at his bad percentage. It doesn't show in the box score. The guy got the ball with less than 4 seconds up and had to put up a bad shot.
Well,
that's called a stress shot.
Yeah. Can I
Latrell?
go? Latrell. Okay, go ahead, Latrell.
No, you go first. I want you to go first.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Cornerstone.
I want to think for a little bit. You go first.
Okay. All right. I'm looking for my boy, Mr. Frank Ntilikina, the Fresh Prince, to start. I think he's going to start. And I'm looking for him to run the team very well. And I'm looking for him to improve on his shot. And I'm just excited to see him. I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see RJ. I just think these guys are hungry and that they're going to, come out and put on a nice show for us. So that's what I'm excited to see tomorrow.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Latrell,
okay.
Yeah,
All
I didn't know you got it now.
I'll be brief. Ball movement, defense, and the first time that Obi Toppin faces a little adversity, takes a little elbow, or I think that's good for him. But let's see how he responds in the preseason. I'm looking at that, and obviously RJ, the shooting, playmaking, the growth, and whatever we do, we're in it. We're all in it together. So the body language. I'm looking at body language for young players. I'm looking at who's going to be the leaders on this team. That's very important, being a leader, especially in the preseason before it really gets started. And that's all I got.
And real quick, I want to see Miles Powell too. That's it.
I don't know what we see him.
Yeah.
You know who might
see him.
show out? You know who might show out? I really think is going to have a chance to have a high impact on this team. I think Emmanuel Quickly. I think
I'm with you, Guillermo. That's my 6th game of the year.
Going to give you good defense. I think Tom Thibodeau is looking at it like, the kid came in shape. And forget what I said about that's impressive for a rookie to come in and be focused like that.
True.
Because he didn't say about Mitch. So, for him to be doing that, and the guy is saying extolling about his shooting already, not to say that means much, but again, the guy fits a role. When these old school coaches, they love rookies that come in and do their role, right? Because then you expand their game. Kawhi Leonard, his role on the team on the Spurs was to rebound, defend. He talks about, he's like, Popovich didn't really give me a specified offensive role until I was rebound defending. He said, then you develop my 3-point shot. I really didn't have a role on the team. So these rookies that come in, him, Miles Powell, I think this is a long shot. You guys might kill me for this. Miles Powell, if he's able to get playing time, he might be able to push DSJ out. Because DSJ is what you want Miles Powell to be with regards to his success, especially his junior year in college, right? A guy could score. I mean, his passing is not the greatest, right? But he's more of a scoring guard. And at this point, I think that's what they want from DSJ. DSJ might get beat up by Miles Powell. Miles Powell gets a chance, and he shows
out.
You
think Miles Powell's a dog? You think he's a dog?
Oh, yeah.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
Hey, Guillermo, I'm going to tell you what you talking about.
He had a messed up foot last year. The dude is
when I hear that, all I'm thinking about is what I've been saying for a long time, man. And really, if you're a franchise like the Knicks or any franchise, to me, if I'm running a franchise, I'm trying to get guys that's proven. Guys, I don't want no bunch of projects or, this guy got potential. Potential don't mean nothing to me. Because, I mean, in the real world, potential can only take you so far. A lot of guys more often than not don't live up to potential in the NBA. I'd rather a guy that done been in college 2 to 3 years at the max. And let me get him, and then I know, hey, this what this guy does well. Because when you look, I keep going back to Obi Toppin. When they showed that guy practicing with Julius Randle, he did not look like a rookie. And that's what all reports coming out of camp, saying he does not look like a rookie. Why? Because he had time to develop his game. Guillermo, you talked about Kevin Knox the other night not having a post-up game. Rightfully so. He doesn't. But I guarantee you, if he would have stayed his butt in college long enough, those aspects of his game he would have worked on. He would have got strong.
He never stayed at Kentucky for 2 years. I'm sorry. Kevin Knox knew what he was doing when he went to Kentucky. He knew that was a one-and-done job. That's on him. But why are you sounding like me now? Now you don't want. Now you. That's not even. That's not even me.
Now you go back and listen to me seriously, man. Seriously, if you go back and listen to me the other night, man, matter of fact, before you came on, man, I've been saying it. I said it even on Knicks Fan TV. I said I'm tired of getting these potential. A lot of times, and let's be real, with the Knicks franchise, when we get these players coming in, man, these guys fold. We got veterans coming in who done been in the league for years, and they're fold. So if we bringing a guy in saying, "Oh, he got the potential to do this and do that," we shouldn't be surprised when them bright lights hit them and they act like a deer in headlights. But I want players get back to them players like Patrick Ewing that we got. You know what I mean? When you look at that 80s era, why basketball they always say was so much better. Those guys knew the fundamentals of playing the game of basketball. You didn't have to teach them. They came in NBA ready. That G League, that should be for them guys who want to take 1 year and say, hey, now I'm coming to the NBA. No, you ain't ready for this. And that's what the league messed up for so long.
Hey, Joe, take one second, Joe, before you go. It's funny because in business, when people used to say to me, this person has potential, I always used to say to them, you know what that means? They haven't done shit.
Exactly.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. How many years was Quickly at Kentucky? How many
Two.
years? Two. Okay.
Knox had 2?
No.
Quickly
had 2.
I'm sorry, quickly.
Joe, it's yours, bro.
I'm looking forward to see DSJ, see how he responds to a rough year last year with his injuries, with his stepmom dying and just everything that went on. I hope that the booing in the Garden, he has that in the back of his head and he's just ready to unleash and so what he's got. I don't expect him. I'd be happy to see him as a future starter, but even if he can just come on and show me and give me 15 points a game, even if it's off the bench, just show me aggression. Show me that jump shot that you've been working the last 9 months with that dude.
Abdul Larouf.
Yeah.
Mahmoud.
So let's see what this guy got, because he's on a year where he's the same as Frank. You don't show up, you might be going to China next year. That's my thoughts. So you got to get ready and go. You got ready to go because it's a pay year. So, and then Knox. I want to see Knox. I want to see Knox start balling out too, because this isn't a year for him where he could get moved.
Yeah, ain't none of them guys safe.
No, none of them.
Mr.
Why
Wright,
doing this to me? Hold on. Why y'all trolling me, man? Why y'all saying everything I've been saying this whole time?
I think it's Legion.
If they don't show out, they ship them out.
You know what it is, Legion? You know what it is? Hey, Rob, fellas, you know what it is, Legion? You know how when you have children, right, and they do something wrong, you can't immediately go and tell them what they do wrong. You got to tell them what they do right. You got to build them up first before you tear them down. But with you, Guillermo, you go straight and you tear them down, and you don't say nothing but what they're doing right. That's the difference.
Hold up. I don't say. But hold up. I was called a franker when we were MBK, right? They used to call me a franker, a Frankie, whatever the hell you want to call. What was it, franker or whatever? They used to say I used to give excuses of Frank because I said the system doesn't suit him. He does have facilitation shops. He could play defense, right? So I gave him that. Knox, to me, it wasn't until I saw it consistently in the second half of his rookie year. I was like, all right, maybe you have something. But, I mean, the games are kind of useless, whatever. Get his confidence up, right? I've given praise to RJ Barrett, even though everyone knows John Moran's my guy, right? So, again, I'm objective. When you are, especially when you're in the work, if this was the Nuggets and we were getting 45 wins at the very least, I'm like, all right, yeah, it's good, but we suck. What we're nitpicking at? Knox got a good rebound today.
Don't you think we all know that?
Yeah, we've had bad years.
We all know that.
Let the media
but you can't expect me to be overly positive on guys who are underperforming from the worst team.
You got to show support.
We all know that we suck.
Yes, it's probably watching.
But we ain't sitting. You bragging on it that we suck.
Yeah, we all have.
Bragging on it? How am I bragging that we suck? I don't know what you're talking about. I pay money to support the team. That's my support.
Look, it's a hidden word. Everybody in the chat knows. Everybody on this panel knows that we've been sucking. We know that. We don't need you to remind us.
I'm not reminding you. You just listen to every word somebody says. I'm saying I'm not going to say and be overly optimistic.
You got to show some positivity. Otherwise,
We
you're
can't say
just
you
gonna be
lying.
miserable, forever.
Not say you
You're just gonna
lying.
be miserable forever.
But we
Kevin
know
Wright-
that.
I'm not. Hold on. It's not that I'm miserable forever. I'm not. When the Knicks lose, I'm not like, oh man, I'm gonna hurt myself because
guys.
We know we haven't had bad seasons. We know
Guys, relax. Guillermo's a Jets fan. He's had a tough year.
This is what I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Give him a break.
he's Michelle Jock.
Joe, it's more than a year; it's a lifetime.
Hey, this is what I'm looking for.
I want to put up a middle finger. I can't though.
I'm looking for everybody that got drafted by the Knicks. I want to, out of those people who got drafted by the Knicks and within the last 4 years, I want to see who separates.
Exactly.
Oh boy, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I can roll with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good take, Rob.
Yeah, I can roll with that.
Kevin Wright, it's yours, man.
You never been waiting on this.
Don't stop with Guillermo. Leave Guillermo alone. Come on now.
Sitting here, listening. The most important person tomorrow is Tom Thibodeau.
Absolutely.
None of the other players, and granted, Tom Thibodeau is not a player. And I'll say this is why Tom Thibodeau is the most important, because we've complained, and all acknowledge that David Fizdale was probably the main issue. Him, Mike Miller going back. And so now we've since Tom Thibodeau's come here, we've all been, we have an accomplished coach. We have, a seasoned guy who knows what he's doing, who's going to hold these players accountable. And it sounds good. But tomorrow is the first time that we will actually see Tom Thibodeau in action on the sideline, using his rotations, seeing his
I see them wheels turning.
Information.
I thought I smelled smoke.
He getting ready to say something
on the team, to see his fingerprints on the team. Because I'm sure he's instructed all these players on what he wants, and so these players are going to, because they're still fighting. As Tom Thibodeau said today, he's going to use these 4 preseason games and even games going into the season to set on a rotation that's going to end up being 9 or 10. So we're going to have 13, 14 players over the next, I'd probably say 10 games, including the preseason, trying to fight for 9 spots. And so I don't expect anything lackadaisical tomorrow. I'm going to expect these guys to come out playing like it's game 50 of the regular season.
Diving loose balls and everything.
Because they are still being evaluated.
Yep.
And they have to go and show and prove to Tom Thibodeau that they are long-term sustainable people, that if they want to play, you got to show and prove that you're going to do what Tom Thibodeau wants you to do. So Tom Thibodeau is
Kev, real quick, not just Tom as well, but the whole coaching staff. You got Woody on the bench. You got Kenny Payne. You got the guy from Utah as well, Bryant. I look at all of them.
Tony Bryant.
Including the veterans.
Talking about.
Including the veterans that brought him in. Take the kid to the side and maybe point out the spots that he missed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my other question for the chat.
The Obi Toppin, though.
I got another question.
But you know what, you guys are missing out on somebody too. We're not giving any love to former
Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock.
Nah, former number 2 overall pick out of Kentucky, Mr. Gilchrist.
He won't make it.
He might make that roster.
He won't make it.
If you lose to him, you got to reevaluate. You truly got to reevaluate.
I agree with you, Guillermo. Me and you agree on something tonight. That is it.
Who that you said, Joe?
He ain't making it.
I think he was brought in to make it tough on the kids to see what the kids had.
That's all that was.
That was
if he make it, I'll be surprised. But I have another question for you guys. So, do we win or do we lose tomorrow? And either one of them coins you fall on, tell me why.
Well, we should win tomorrow because we're in the same boat as Detroit. Detroit's doing the same thing. Reevaluating what they have, and they're going to throw rebuild.
Hold on.
It doesn't matter though.
Hold on. My question is this: what is Detroit doing that? Because if you're saying that we are rebuilding, or because I don't think we're tanking. I don't think this is like.
Hell no.
I told you can't say that word anymore. I don't want to hear that word.
I don't think the players, because most of these players on this team are high draft picks.
True.
And so they have a mindset about themselves that they should be good if everything falls correctly. And I don't know about basketball, but it's instances where a team that wasn't really that good the year before turns it around the next year.
My Miami Dolphins. You heard me?
Oh,
so it's very, when people say that we suck and we're the worst team, that I don't think, because people remember the last thing that they saw. And the last thing that they saw was the Knicks were a bad team. And so they automatically had this assumption we're going to be bad going forward. When we have no idea that these players that we have who were supposed to get better, who we hope got better, actually did get better. And if they did get better, they were not going to be the worst team. Because again, most of these players are high draft picks. So most of these players have talent and high upside. So I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to be bad, because if these players start getting to the level of the potential that they're supposed to have, then we're not going to be bad. If Kevin Knox turns it around, if RJ Barrett turns it up, and there's a lot of ifs, but if these players take the steps that they're supposed to take, then we're not going to be as bad as people think that they are.
See, the thing with me is we're not going to be blown out like a lot we were last year. We're going to have a lot of close games that we might lose, but I don't see us win over more than 25 games because the schedule and the way the teams just ahead of us have got better. But
I have a question. Who ahead of us has gotten better?
Atlanta, the Hornets.
The Hornets really got better. Did they really get better?
Yeah. They added more. They added more than what we have.
Hayward, who hasn't been healthy, who we don't even know is gonna stay healthy. So did they really actually get better?
Yeah, because they also drafted LaMelo Ball.
We don't know the only thing healthy about
we don't know how LaMelo Ball's going to be, but you guys are extolling how good Obi Toppin's going to be.
Because
here's my thing.
Hold on.
A lot of LaMelo Ball, and I sat here and I thought about this leading up to the draft. A lot of LaMelo Ball is a little bit of hype. Because one, he was playing against in Australia or wherever he was, and it's not like his numbers were even that great. Like the percentage numbers were that great.
He's playing against
Were Kyrie Irving's numbers that great when he only played 10 games at Duke or something like that?
Good enough to be drafted, number 2?
Number one.
Number one. And he didn't win until LeBron got
there. It doesn't matter. Hold on. I'm not talking about winning. We're talking about productive players, right?
Yes,
and remember,
that's what I'm talking about.
We've been proving before LeBron. So we can't do this, right? Where we look at our Knicks players and we throw the world at them. Oh, Obi Toppin, man, he had this interview and I saw him play against Randall. Man, he was great.
I can say that about Obi Toppin because he was an NCAA player of the year.
When we saw him in practice and what we saw him in his collegiate career, that's what we're basing it on. We're not basing it on
if you dig into Dayton,
hold on. Let me stop you this over. Would you rather have Obi Toppin or Patrick Williams?
Obi Toppin.
But Patrick Williams was drafted before Obi Toppin.
Yeah, that was on ceiling, not on production.
So are you trying to sit here to say that Patrick Williams is better than Obi Toppin because he was also drafted?
My point is about LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, who scouts have been saying this guy facilitating wise, forget even scoring, right? They're hoping that comes. They're saying his court vision when he was playing at the Drew League, when he's playing at the NBL's, whatever, right? But they've been saying that this guy's court vision is tip top. They have issues about can he create, can he score at a high level in the NBA? Can he shoot? But they're talking about his court vision, and he went where he was expected to go. Patrick Williams, that's ridiculous, right? LaMelo Ball, you can't sit here and say, oh, LaMelo Ball, given the fact that everybody, players and coaches, scouts, everybody saying, no, this kid's court vision is top. And then you have Graham, Miles Bridges is kind of a high flyer, whatever, right? Gordon Hayward, I agree with you. I think that was a terrible contract, but the guy could still space out the floor, right? They have a decent squad.
And
where
they
did
were already they were already
Go ahead.
They were already better than us last year. But what my point was, teams got a little bit better ahead of us. All I want to see is production. They won like 4 games more than us.
Steven, what the Hornets' record was last year?
Yeah, 1 second.
Whenever you guys get sad, just watch Latrell Sprewell highlights like I do every day.
It was this guy's stupid.
But what I was saying was I just want to see closer games and production. If we don't have a great record next year, it's still not a bad thing when you look at the draft. I just want to see production. I don't want to get blown out because I'm just looking at realistically. When some Knicks fans are saying, "Oh, we could still sneak into the playoffs," you look at the schedule. We could go 1-10 in the first 11 games. Like, look at the schedule realistically. But I just want to see closer games, and I want to see entertaining basketball. That's what I want to see. We're in a rebuild.
23 games.
I would agree with you. With you if we had Fizdale and all these other, jokers coaching. I have some belief in Tibbs that he's going to squeeze out. You say 1-10. I think we can go, you say 1-10. I think we can go half and half. That's my opinion.
I think we can go 5-5.
Yeah, I think we can go 5-5.
That's putting a lot on Tibbs. See, that's the thing with Knicks fans. Knicks fans, if we're not 500 by the time the trade deadline is, Knicks fans are going to be wanting to fire Tibbs. That's the thing. We need to lower the expectations a little bit and watch this thing build.
Well,
building doesn't mean from wins. They're going to have to slowly build this thing on production.
I agree with you totally. I agree with you totally with that. And Knicks fans have got to understand that Tibbs is here for the long haul. He's here for the long.
I know he's here for the long. But what I'm saying is we need to lower. When you're saying we can go 5-5 at the first 10, it's not about wins or losses this year. What we're looking at production. We're looking at not trying to get blown. Because when you look at this team, we had nearly half a roster turnaround. Every other team hasn't had that big of a turnaround. And we had a less shortened amount of time for the team to play well together.
It's always about wins and losses.
Not this year. That's what I'm saying is Knicks fans
about wins and losses.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Knicks fans have too much high expectation. What they're going to be like by the trade deadline if we're not near 500. They'll be like, "Oh, fire Tibbs."
Well, Joe,
you need to lower it a little bit and watch what's on the board. Not about wins and losses.
Well, you said 25. I just said 30 plus. So I'm just giving you like 5 more games, pretty much. So.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I'm not looking at wins and losses. I'm looking at production.
Thibodeau is doing what Fizdale was supposed to do his first year, right? You build out the system, you see which players fit where, and you try to get production from those guys into defined roles, and then you see how you can expand those guys' roles to get to their true talent or to get to the town, right? If these guys can do such and such well, all right, let's give them the ball a little bit more, ISO, showcase them more because his talent, right, in certain positions or in certain contexts, right, supersedes whatever system or whatever you're trying to run, right? Derrick Rose, you're not going to sit there and try to run the system when if you could take on 80% of the guards, right? Oh, Derrick Rose, MVP Derrick Rose, obviously, right? So that's what we need to do with Tibbs. And I agree with you, right? The wins and losses are not important because, again, this is not the final product or even close to the final product for what Tibbs wants. This is why he brings in veterans, because if the young guys can't do it, you're bringing in veterans to create that system. Now you go into next year, and then you build veterans, draft, whatever it may be, or not veterans, but free agents, whatever it may be, right? So this year, we have to temper our expectations. If we somehow get 40 wins, obviously that means that somebody's overachieving or the system's overachieving, right? But this year's about everybody's talking about we have to see what we have in Knox. So okay, let's see what we have in Knox. Knox could give you 17-8, and we could still only win 20 games. But that means that Knox in his spot, he's doing what he's supposed to do, and we don't have to go into next season trying to find a replacement for Knox or someone better than Knox. Then we have one check. We wrote off one check. Now you build the rest of the team. That's how we should go.
So Gilmo, what's successful for you? What is successful for you? For this team, what is successful for you?
If you have success to me is Success to me is you build out a productive system that fits his vision, that is practical, right? That's like, all right, I see what they're trying to do. You're getting guys to run it, and that at least more than half of all the young guys that you have on the rotation, that they're finding ways to be productive in whatever roles they're assigned, right? And they're developing, right? You can see a trajectory. All right, this guy had 10 points this year. It was better than the 5 he had last year, but he was more efficient. He drove more to the basket, drew more fouls, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we can see how we build him out. That's what I want to see. We haven't had that for how many years? We haven't had development for how many years? We've been crying about this. It takes time to slowly build out. Now, obviously, you could leapfrog it with top draft picks and veterans, but that's next year. Let's see what we have this year in terms of development of the guys we have.
And I don't want to be this having to push towards this 10th playoff spot and get blown out in the playoffs or in that 10th in the play-in seed either. When you're looking at this draft at the top of this draft, like this, you can find that final
mentality. That mentality right there is like, you know what?
Mentality. That's not my mentality.
You just said.
You gotta listen till I'm done.
One at a time.
I'm just saying. You just said I don't want to sneak into the playoffs and get blown out when we could just lose and get a top draft pick. That's a mentality.
But then you guys said the same thing. No, I don't want to get Westbrook to go to the 8th seed and get blown out. It's the same thing.
Who said that? I would have loved Westbrook.
Nick Vig's going around saying, "No, we don't want to pay. We don't want to go get Westbrook to go to the 8th seed because
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you all guys a question on that, Joe. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a team that sneaks into the playoffs, gets blown out, but that means that we're playing our veterans and the younger guys aren't getting a look? Or you're playing the younger guys, right? You see development, but that means we're not getting to the playoffs. And most people who have a weak eye would say, oh, this is an unsuccessful season, but you saw development, and that most likely, more probably leads to more wins, a better trajectory for years to come.
I want to go first. I want to go first and answer that question because this is my issue with Guillermo. Is why can't young players have the same correlation with winning? Like, how come you can't win?
I did not say that. Are you listening, Kevin?
Yes.
No, I didn't. I just asked a question. I gave you 2 scenarios. I didn't give you my opinion.
No.
What are you talking about?
What you just said. You just said.
Oh my God! I did not give. I asked.
You just said, what would you rather see? Would you rather see winning? But that means Gibbs is going with the veteran players.
I did, bro. You gotta listen. You got to listen. I did not give my opinion.
He didn't say that. What he said
I didn't say. All I did was give you 2 scenarios, 2 extremes. That's all I gave you. I didn't give you my opinion.
Guillermo, I got you. Look, he gave 2 scenarios. He said, "Would you have a won a team with the veterans and go to the first round of the playoffs, or a young team that you see growth in? Which one do you want?"
I can answer that for you.
I'd
rather see the young players and have growth.
Why do they have to be different?
I'm not saying it either way. I didn't say it either way. I'm just giving you a question.
Listen to what I'm saying. You said if we win, it will be because of the veteran.
No. So the scenario I'm saying that, say there's one scenario. I'm giving you only 2 scenarios. One scenario is that we play the veterans. Tom Thibodeau has a system similar to like how the Bulls were, right? Where they play a lot of veterans. They have Butler and talented young players too. But say we have a system that we're just sneaking by into the playoffs, right? But it mostly comes at the expense of not playing the younger guys because the veterans are doing a so-called adequate job. I'm not giving an opinion anyway. Or we have a season where the younger guys are getting time, they're getting development. You see the trajectory, but we're not getting to the playoffs. What would you? I'm not giving an opinion either way. I'm just asking you guys, what do you guys? Because Joe mentioned it about the playoffs, so I was just going off of his scenario. I'm not giving my opinion to that.
I'm gonna tell you, Guillermo, for me to have that happen, that would not be success for me to see the veterans we bring in go to the playoffs. I would rather see them youngsters develop because those veterans, they are what they are. They're not going to be in the league much longer. But these young guys, I want to see what we got because basically, I'm gonna tell you what it would be, Guillermo. If we were to get there with them veterans, it'll be basically what we had last year. Hoping the veterans take us there and those youngsters be forgotten. And that's exactly what would happen.
And we don't want to retard it.
No, we don't want that again.
How would we have looked at that team? Say, and this is in Steve Mills' weird head. If his dream actually came true, we made the playoffs. How would you view the Knicks then, coming into the season?
I would have been happy we made the playoffs, but I would have been like, you know what?
They would have.
Our young players didn't develop.
Because then they would have. Then this is what you would have seen. If they would have made the playoffs with that team that Steve Mills had, they would have tore down the whole. They would have been trading young players all day long and trying to get a veteran
I
team.
agree with you, Rob. I agree with you.
I was going to say Steve Mills.
Hey, Rob, you know what's scary? They would have given Marcus Morris a monster contract.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they would have. He would have paid Marcus.
Yeah,
no doubt. He got to get on
up. Marcus Morris was. I think he's a right Knick player, but he came at the wrong time, man. I like Marcus Morris.
I agree with you, Grandma.
I'd like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see him 3 years from now.
And this is the first time that the Knicks have a starting five that they drafted on the squad.
Yeah.
Wow.
In 40 years.
That's something to really think about.
Wait,
they got a starting five that they can put on the floor, and they drafted every player. They haven't done that in 40 years.
They've drafted a player from every position that could start.
I ain't seen that since I've been a Knicks fan since '91.
So you go Frank, RJ, Knox, Obi, Mitch. Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be on tomorrow night?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll be on the game tomorrow.
Cool. I'll see y'all after the game. All right. It was great being on, Sean. I'll be on there tomorrow.
All right, man. Hey, we gonna get one tomorrow, man.
Take off that ugly ass hoodie though. I mean, that's used to wipe up the floor and come on, bro. That's an ugly ass hoodie.
We gonna put some sugar in it. Detroit Pistons gas tank.
Hey, Gilmore, win a game this year, okay?
No, don't wish that on me, man.
Win a game this year. All right, guys. Peace out. Love y'all.
Be safe, man.
Okay.
All right.
Salute, bro.
Yeah, it's Grandma, what you were saying speak volumes. If we would have made the playoffs, it would have been a lot of tearing down. We would have got rid of them young guys, and they would have been thinking them old guys was our future.
Let me ask you guys this: who takes over? Because Austin Rivers is out, right, with the groin injury.
Mm-hmm.
Who's taking over that? Who's the starting point guard? Not necessarily tomorrow, but for the season.
Go ahead, Steve.
I still think
Be realistic. Don't say, "Oh, Frank," because interviews.
So let me ask you a question: who do y'all think is going to be the starters for tomorrow?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
Honestly. It honestly doesn't matter because I think people are just going to get playing time. Period. Right? It's kind of an issue.
I guarantee that Tibbs has already told the team who's starting.
Yeah, probably.
No way he's going to tell them like 5 minutes before the game.
I think he's gonna go with DSJ at the point tomorrow.
And DSJ better come alive, bro.
You right about that?
Better come alive because he's gonna be playing. This is the thing about it, right? This is the scary thing about it. All eyes will be in DSJ. It's kind of like when they tell you don't interview after lunch, right? But I guess it's like the other way around with DSJ because all eyes are gonna be on DSJ. Him starting. He's gonna make an impression where it's like, oof. Or it'll be, hey, you know what I mean? So he better come out and ball out tomorrow if he's starting. You know what I mean? Maybe if he came off the bench, maybe he wouldn't be asked to do as much or as much pressure. Again, this is a guy like Joe said, his stepmother passed away, rest in peace. He had the back issues. And so all that pressure, even though there won't be any fans, a lot of that pressure is going to be on him. So if he's starting, he better be on his A game, man.
Can I clarify one thing I said in the chat because people are killing me. I just want to clarify one thing, and this is no knock on Carmelo. Again,
oh Lord,
I just want to say this again. I think Carmelo was a Hall of Fame player. I'm not taking anything away from him. I respect that he came here. He embraced New York when not many people came here. I get the whole thing. I never said Latrell was better than him. All I said was Latrell did more for the Knicks than Carmelo, in my opinion.
I'm gonna go on record and support you. I'm gonna tell you, even though you didn't say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Latrell was better than him.
I'm just saying was on the better team.
He was a two-way player.
I think
he was a two-way player.
Thank you, Ron.
Latrell Sprewell was a two-way player. It wasn't no question about him playing no defense.
All I'm saying
Latrell, here's one thing I'll tell you that'll give you some ease of mind. First of all, those guys are just doing that to just debate and argue. One, don't take them too seriously like that. This is the same thing I tell God. God be like, yo, but Knicks fans say this is like dogs. You don't have to sit and assert yourself. It's fine. It's just opinions. Carmelo and Sprewell aren't going to do anything, and Wise be like, yo, Latrell, you Latrell, I don't know what your real name is. They're not going to come here and kill you for it, so don't worry about it.
I got you. I just I want to clarify my position because I'm not trying to hate on another man just because I like Latrell.
And I love Melo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love Melo for all the same reasons you just said.
Yeah.
Hey, the man came in, nobody wanted to come here. You know what I mean? And we had hope when
he didn't come here. He was traded for.
Well, he forced his way. He forced his way to New York.
He destroyed the team that was here. So I don't know. This is not turning out to be the
looking good for the boy Melo. But I love Melo, man. I love him.
I became a Knicks fan because of Latrell. Like that was my team. Like when I'm 30 years old. That was the team I grew up with. I became a Knicks fan when they made that trade and went to the finals. He made me fall in love with basketball. So I'm biased. Okay, I'm always going to be biased. Melo's the better scorer. He's going to the Hall of Fame. I get the whole thing. I'm just saying I think Sprewell did more for New York. That's my opinion. You can disagree with it. You can say
exactly. Sprewell got to Eastern Conference Final, got to a championship. I mean, hey, that ain't nothing to even debate.
All I'm saying, man, is check out my channel. It's called Latrell Sprewell's the American.
I checked it out, man. I love it. I was watching it last night, 4:00 in the morning. Supposed to be going to sleep.
Hey, if you like it, great. If you hate it, tell me that too. I love it. It's all good. But I am going to do more H2O videos because the man's jump shot, I think he deserves more respect. He had injuries. I get the whole thing, but he deserves more respect.
Oh, Spree was tough with us, man. Spree was tough. His whole career. The guy was a two-way player, man. And I'm going to tell you what, if I was starting a team during that time frame where he was playing, it wasn't too many two guards that I'm taking over him.
I mean, the thing about Allen Houston for me, and I don't mean to go back to the glory days, but I have to just say this. The thing that Houston for me is, look, we paid him all that money. He got hurt. I get the whole thing. But if you're just talking about pure jump shots in that era, you're talking about Ray Allen. You're talking about Allen Houston.
Curry's father.
Del Curry. Who else? We talk? I mean, Allen
Dale
Houston.
Ellis.
Yes.
Reggie Miller.
And we used to put Sprewell on the best player, on the best wing player. Sprewell was guarding.
Sprewell was ranked like the best shooting guard in the league at one point. He definitely was. I remember.
I'll just say this:
he was.
In transition, I think even the Carmelo people that in the chat were saying,
who was the best shooting guard in the league?
No, at one point he was ranked as the best.
Yeah, he was with Golden State.
In transition, there was no player more explosive than Latrell, in my opinion.
I agree with you on that.
Hey, our brother
still in the league at this point in time.
Huh? What was that, kid?
Jordan was still in the league at this point in time.
Yeah, he was.
I
don't think that anyone would say he's a better shooting guard than Michael Jordan.
Oh, 99.
You got to exclude other than Jordan. I mean, you got Jordan in the
category. That's how I'm about to say. I was like, wait a minute.
Other than Jordan,
I mean, you had Mitch as the best two guard in the league.
You had Mitch Richmond, who was arguably the best to Jordan.
The best shooting, the best scoring guard. No, I'm saying during the season. I'm not saying at the end of the season. I'm saying at one point in the season, Latrell Sprewell was he was ranked as in like the rankings coming. He's ranked the best shooting guard in the league. Maybe for a week or so, or maybe for whatever split time it was, but. His impact with the Knicks that first year, I believe, was.
You felt it when he came to the Knicks. Yeah, you felt it.
I'm not saying that he was for the whole season, not at all. But at
he was a small forward, though.
I tell you this: all the players I meant to say small forward. He wasn't a shooting guard because Allen Houston was a shooting guard. He was a small forward, but he could play the two guard too.
You know who doesn't get a lot of love? You know who doesn't on that team? I watched all the games again.
You better not say Chris Childs. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that's exactly right. He made so many big plays in the Game 7s and Game 5s. Chris Childs was a great defender.
Chris Childs was a dog, Ron. I don't know why you don't like him. Chris Childs was a dog.
If you go back and watch Game
he was good with them hands now.
I'll just say one last thing.
Just ask Kobe.
If you go back and watch Game 5 against the Heat in '99 and in 2000 Game 7 versus the Heat, fourth quarter of both of those games, go watch and tell me who made the plays.
You know what I would say for Chris Childs? I'm going to give him his credit because he wasn't no trash guy. I can't do that. I can't do that to him. He was a different player for us than what he was with the Nets. And I think where he excelled at with us is his defense got way better when he came to us. It was like, who is this guy? Because he wasn't playing like that in Jersey.
He quit drinking.
Hey, we got some feedback from the chat from our brother Sima. They want to know what you think of Paul George's contract.
Absurd.
Paul George.
Crazy.
I
wouldn't even touch Paul George if he was the last player that could come to the Knicks and take us to the championship. That's how much I would want him.
He will play both guard and forward. I'm just looking at this right now. He actually did play both guard and forward.
He's trash.
Yeah, Paul George contract, man. That was crazy.
His contract is trash, and he is trash.
He's just not a good player in the playoffs. He's one of those guys that when it comes in the playoffs,
and that's when it matters the most. I don't care what you do in the regular season.
I want
to see. Hey, when the chips on the line in the playoffs, if you don't show up, all that regular season stuff don't mean nothing. Look at Peyton Manning. If Peyton Manning would have never won,
some guys, man, they just can't turn it on when the lights are the brightest.
And he's one of them.
Yeah, I don't think he ever got back the explosion after his leg injury.
Definitely. You know what? I think he might have regained it, but you know what it was? I don't think he tried to jump like that no more. Because if you watch him when he tried to dunk now, he's very careful when he lands and stuff. And before that, he was going up to try to take the rim off.
And to your point, if you watched him in the playoffs, he didn't have legs. His jumper was coming up short. I don't know if that was that he has so many miles on his tires at this stage.
No, that's all Doc Rivers' fault because that's what Paul George said, that Doc Rivers wasn't coaching him well enough.
Doc Rivers made him drink that soda.
They're up 3-1, but they can't freaking, or was it 3-1, 3-2, whatever the hell they up.
3-1. It was 3-1. You got it right. 3-1.
One thing about Paul George, he was trying to come at Doc, and Doc was like, he was talking about, I'm glad we got Tyronn Lue, and Doc was like, well, Tyronn Lue was sitting right next to me. So I don't know what adjustments you think you're gonna make because you got the same coach.
What can anybody tell me? What the hell does Tyronn Lue do in the NBA? Like, give me his coaching. Give me a player man. That's a Tyronn Lue.
Like,
I'm gonna tell you what Tyronn Lue, and I he wasn't that good of a player when he played, but from seeing him as a coach, what I took from him is he can't handle a superstar. So he'll be able to handle Kawhi. If he can handle LeBron, because I saw him put LeBron in his place.
He had health issues. What are you talking? He almost had like a heart attack or something like that with LeBron.
Yeah, but I'm saying there were times when I seen him check LeBron, tell LeBron to shut up. He
almost had a heart attack.
My last thing.
That's right. You're right. That's why he stepped away. It was stressful.
The reason why Tyronn Lue's in the NBA because he's a yes man, and that's not saying that he allows LeBron to step on him, but for that
he allowed Allen Iverson to step on him.
Oh, come on.
That's why the Nets should have hired him.
That's when he had.
That is one of the greatest snapshots in all of sports history. And I mean, they won that game, and they got destroyed the rest of the game.
That's my lasting impression of Tyronn Lue. Is
he had those ugly braids. I hated those braids too. It was like dogs.
Them cornrows he had in his head. He was trying to beat little baby.
I don't mind cornrows. Just for some reason, just look all. And he's such a generic freaking guard off the bench for the Lakers.
He wasn't good at all, man. He was not good at all.
But see, this is the issue with these players, right? They take no accountability. You sitting here blaming Doc, and then you fight, or you bring over a guy like Tyronn Lue. What is Tyronn Lue gonna do that's better than Doc Rivers? I'm just asking. If anybody knows what Tyronn Lue does coaching wise, right? I have no idea what the hell he does. He's a yes man.
Not Doc Rivers didn't mean to say it, but in a way, he said the same thing you just said. Basically, when Paul George came at him, he's like, Ty Lue was sitting right next to me.
So what he was basically telling them to shut up with us saying.
Paul George criticized Doc Rivers, basically saying he was used improperly, and Doc Rivers came back at him and said, "Well, things really ain't going to change. Ty Lue was sitting right next to him when we were going."
Okay, right. I don't, and that's Doc Rivers saying. I'm just confused. I just wish somebody would tell me what's going to change with that team. Like, is maybe not the coach, is maybe the players you got. Paul George, let's be honest, one of the more overrated players in the league. Let's be honest. Is he even?
I agree with you.
He's not a 1A player. We know that. Put up 10 points.
Not anymore. That's for sure.
Not anymore. But even then, he got protected by the fact that he was in when he was in with the Pacers. But also remember, he had a year with the OKC Thunder, and what did they do?
He choked. He did the same thing. Didn't show up. And they tried to blame Melo. They made Melo the scapegoat.
Yeah, and Melo didn't have a good year. I will say he did not have.
You know what? You know why? Because the guy he was playing next to. Hey, P. Playoff P.
I saw Carmelo.
I don't know. Melo didn't have a good year. I'll give you an excuse for the Rockets. He didn't really get a chance with the Rockets, but that OKC year, he looked slower. Wasn't making he wasn't efficient from the field. What did he shoot? 42? No, 41.
He looked good with Portland. I tell you that. I seen Melo do something that he hadn't done since Woody coached him. Melo was playing defense. Melo was playing defense.
I'm from Baltimore, and I saw Carmelo play at Towson Catholic when he was in high school. And you just knew he was going to be a great scorer. You just knew that he was just a gifted, absolutely can put the ball in the basket from anywhere on the planet. And then
at Syracuse.
Melo's defense with the Blazers wasn't that good, bro. It wasn't that good.
It was better than what it was.
Thank you.
It was better, but
you can't take that from him now. Come on now. What Melo did with the Blazers, I was like, wow.
Well, he shot more corner threes, right? Which obviously, that's why he was productive offensively with that team, especially.
He got wide open looks.
Right, and they needed a forward.
They need somebody who can stretch the floor, yeah.
Or somebody stretch the floor because you played 3 or 4, whatever.
Hey, let me ask you this question. Do you think there's any hidden meaning here? When Frank talked about, was interviewed, and he said that he's going to be playing both guard positions. He commented, "The good thing is that I can guard multiple positions. I know the plays. I'm versatile." Do you think that was cryptic in saying that he's already been told that he's not the point guard?
No, I'm going to tell you what I think. Grandma, you know what I think? I think that sounds like a player that has accepted his role on this team. Like, I really think like Tibbs probably pulled him to the side, away from everybody, brought him up to the office and say, "Hey, we know you can play the game. We know you can play the game of basketball, but for this team to be effective, what we need from you, we need you to play both these positions. Agreed. We can't leave you at one all the time, but you're going to get an opportunity to play some point guard with probably that second unit, but we want you at that two because if Frank accept that role of being that two guy being that 3 and D, it would be lovely for us. Because I'm telling you, ain't too many 2 guards that gonna want to see that guy. When Donovan Mitchell came out his own mouth and said that guy basically was hard to handle, that says a lot to me. Yep. And if Donovan says that, hey, that's a stamp of approval. He need to play that 2 position. He really do.
Frank's a guard. He's not. In today's NBA, a guy like him, I don't consider him a point guard. He's a guard. He should be able to play both the 1 and the 2. Period.
And you can steal him at the 3 depending on the lineup sometimes.
Exactly.
You know what that means to me? We need to stop listening to these stupid rumors that go out where they say, "Oh, Frank's agents have said that he doesn't want to play with this and that, blah, blah." Again, I want to go with what these guys are saying, not what some writers or content creators are saying. "Oh, yeah, we've heard that Frank Ntilikina, his agent, and blah, blah." Because, even we got caught up in it. And I said, "Yo, look,
we did.
If he's saying that stuff, he's dumb. If he's saying it." And it comes out, he probably didn't even say any of these things.
Exactly. And we got to get the benefit of the doubt.
Did this. You know what I do? I would love to do like a candid camera as a player and just go to some of these writers and stuff and just be like, "So what do you think about Frank?" and blah, 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 and see what they say like behind his back. And then be like, "Oh, yeah, it's Frankie." Be like, "Oh, yo, Frankie, hey, blah, 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 blah." Eat one. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these guys, they have no integrity. They just sit here and just make rumors about guys. And you're playing with guys' lives, man. You're playing with their contract.
Exactly.
Their money.
That's why Mitch was laughing at the guy like he was a joke.
And what I got to say about Frank is that, Frank has since he's been on this team, he has not given me any reason to believe that he would go post something like that in the media saying that he ain't happy with his role. That guy has always been a team first guy, so I can't go off that.
And that's why I go back to Mitch. Mitch has to be careful, even if it does. Just don't put anything that can be misinterpreted. If you talk about the loyalty, be like, "Yo, the loyalty to your chick or whatever." Some chick,
make it clear.
Whatever. Be clear because these guys are and the thing about it sucks, right? This is why I say you have to be careful because you have to do media time. It's man, you have to, right? If you didn't have to, I wouldn't give whatever. But you have these clowns like Bondi and all these guys, and they snicker. You're gonna make it right a room. They don't have integrity. They're all about selling papers. So to me, Mitch, you know the environment you're in. It's not that the only winning move, it came from 1983 game, Cold War games. The only winning move is not to play. I don't know if you guys remember War Games. Maybe Steven remembers War Games. Is the one where
I do.
And the guy is a nuclear bomb, or a computer's about to release nuclear bombs all over. And literally the guy at the end is like, "Oh, strange game, Mr. Rocking. The only
want to play a game?
Play. Do you like to play a game of chess and you save the world? Don't play a game. Don't play with these guys. Give them the straightforward answer, the boring answer. Yes, I blah 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 blah, and just keep it moving, man. That's
Belichick, do the Belichickian answer.
That's
That was
one word answer, 2-word answer at the most.
But you don't even have to do that. Just give them straightforward answers. Don't put anything on social media. Just don't put anything on social media regarding the team. Now you're talking about other stuff. Who gives a damn? But just don't put anything that could lead to now there are rumors. And the thing about it, yes, you guys know they're not rumors, but then your coach is looking at maybe some other players might say something. You know what I mean? You don't even want the possibility of garbage getting around the locker room.
And I hate that because we got a young team, man.
You know, and this is like I guess a devil's advocate of that. When did Mitch put out that tweet today? Like in the afternoon, right?
Let me see.
I think it was I think it was afternoon.
So he actually posted that today?
Yeah, it was today.
How we don't know he wasn't talking about a woman?
He could have been.
But here's the thing.
I don't like to speculate like
with the first preseason game.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the coach. You know what I mean?
With the first preseason game being tomorrow, and even though Tibbs hasn't told the media or us, I'm pretty sure he's told his players who's going to get the starting nod tomorrow. I'm pretty sure after the afternoon practice, he was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going with Noel, and Mitch felt some kind of way.
But I tell you this,
could be possible.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care about starting. I would be caring about finishing.
But
yeah, but Kevin, you're talking about it being absolute that he did that. Like, is that smart?
What I'm saying is it's possible that happened.
Right. I'm sorry. Yes, the possibility. If he does that, that's even worse. That's even worse. Because I agree with you, Ron. In these games, right? Now I said about DSJ, right? Because I think DSJ is just so much on the cusp. He's such a cuspy player, right? But with a guy like Mitch, where again he wants to see professionalism, wants to see development. It's like, God, why even put that stuff out there? If it's true to what Kevin said, just why?
True.
Why feed that into the atmosphere? Focus about, hey, I'm coming in, and I was speaking to Sim about this earlier. It might be even better for Mitchell Robinson because you coming off the bench. I mean, honestly, it's preseason game, so they're gonna run like starting lineup type of plays anyway, right? There's no definite whatever. But just to get that pressure off, it might be better for you, Mitch, to just come in, do dirty work. You might not be asked to score and just do your role. Come and rebound off the bench.
Me personally, one thing I always like about Mitch coming off the bench, you know what I like about it? Because he's so aggressive. If you can steal some minutes in that first quarter where the Knicks got the lead, you know what I mean? And you can bring him in a little bit later, you can allow him to be what he is. And he's an aggressive type player on defense. But if you bring him in and he had to be careful with fouls, we've seen it. His game drastically changes. He's not as effective as when he's being aggressive.
I'll just my only concern again with Mitch and with Obi this year is obviously the fans' expectations for Obi are going to be crazy. We all understand that, and I still think he'll have a good rookie year. But again, I can't really judge Obi effectively, and even really Mitch to a point until we get a really good point guard, which is not going to be this season. So we have to take. I just want people in the chat that are saying Obi's going to do this and that. I think he's going to have a nice rookie year. I believe that he's going to be good. But again, for us to know exactly and see how great he can be, we need a good point guard, and it's not going to happen yet.
I think
it's not going to happen this year.
I'm not too sure about that because I think. Well, look, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but if he could pick up the system that your boy Tibbs is running, right? Because again, Tibbs is a guy that if he doesn't have a point guard, he's gonna still find ways to produce, right? And that might mean a guy like Austin Rivers, who again, I'm not comparing him to Jimmy Butler, but in the same type of off-guard role, right? He might find ways outside of needing a top. I mean, he ran a triangle. Triangle is you need a point guard, right?
Yeah, and remember at times he had Kurt Heinrich running the point.
Again, when he did the Timberwolves, he ran the horn play. Why do you think Cat looked so good or looked like a developing player, like a developing talent with Tibbs? Because he ran plays like the horns play. You got two big guys at the elbow. One could crash to the hoop. One could split out to the three. Obi Toppin doesn't shoot that well around the top of the key, but if we think that he can shoot threes, obviously from his corner numbers, which are good, right? If he could develop that 3-point shot, that Horns play, you don't need a top-notch point guard. You just need guys to execute the play right. Mitchell Robinson is the one that cuts, right? And that's obviously a dangerous pick and roll option. Obi Toppin splits out. That could be easily a 6-7 points right there game for Obi Toppin.
So what do you think? Let me ask you this. What do you think is that's fair, and I think you make some good points. What's a realistic expectation? And I'm not a big numbers guy, but what is a realistic expectation for Obi Toppin statistically this season? Let's assume he plays, I don't know, what do you think is fair? 25, 30 minutes a night?
30 minutes. I think he'll get 15.
It depends because again, I in my heart think they're going to play Randall to build up his trade value. So first half, I think that's probably 15 to 20. Okay. I think second half you might see more Obi get a lot more time. And to be positive, right? If Obi's sitting on the bench, getting a spot minutes, and he's playing a defined role, right? Setting picks, which I think is very important for the health of this freaking team's offense. Or we just don't have guys who set picks good in the past. Comes in second half, he's allowed to basically play like Amari Stoudemire, right? Take it from the foul line, be some guys in the ISO, play the Horns plays, play as a pinch post with a 2-man game with him and Rivers, him and whoever the guard is, Frank or Burks, guys who can actually dribble and create the shot off of a pick. So I can see Obi, second half having one of those 15 and 4-ish, 15 and 5-ish type of seasons. Right. Is that good? The thing about it is that this is what I'm scared of, right? And I know Kevin's going to come at me because I know as soon as I say he's going to come at me. I'm not saying that this is impossible. I'm not saying this is impossible. I'm just giving a scenario where,
ladies and gentlemen, Freezy is in the building.
Oh,
Congrats,
like a retired gangbanger with a talking cat.
What's good, y'all?
Hey, man, you was good, man. Hey, congrats, man.
Yo, congrats on 700, bro.
Yeah, you hit the milestone. Passed the milestone, in fact.
Hey, man. Hey.
Big time.
Hey, man, I heard y'all talking, man, and I was so proud. I'm like, that's my man right there. You know what I mean? Every time somebody hit a point. Hey, and let me first apologize to Knickerbocker Ave and to TL. I just wasn't in a place where I can get to getting y'all on, man. You know I wanted to have y'all on, man. So don't look at that as a slight. Just you know what I'm saying? Open up your heart, man, and just realize I just wasn't in a position to do what it is that I like to do. But I heard Legion of Knicks podcast just now. That's my dog right there. I was like, my man is breaking this thing down to the very last compound.
All day.
Why do you do this, Freezy? When I need Freezy to come in here and back me up, why is Freezy over here, bro?
Wow.
This guy, man.
Crank him up. I want to know what he was about to say that's going to make me say something. That's what I was waiting for.
Freezy's a supporter.
Oh! I was going to talk about
Yeah, he probably doesn't talk about nuts. He knows not that's the button that's going to get me.
Hey, Freezy, could you do us a favor? You know the chat waits for they live for the chat.
Who's in the building, Freezy?
Exactly. Some shout outs for the chat.
Let me get to it. I see TML is in the building. Kaiser Sauce 718 is in the building. Cheek Job, I see you. Man Child is in the building. Latrell Sprewell's The American Dream is back. Look at that. Hey, shout out to David Jackson. What's good? The best minds in the game. Simma Singh and Bodega Wi-Fi. What's good? I see, Jamal, I see you. I see you down there. I see y'all, man. Man, I'm so excited. Let me thank everybody that's in the video chat, man, holding it down. I went on a break about 12 o'clock, and I'll just let it play for my homeboy. He a Knicks fan. He was like, "Yo, this is fire, son."
Is that how all you niggas sound? Come on, man. That's how you all sound.
Allah Wise was good. A. Collins is in the building. Joe Madden, where you at? Put them wings down and come on.
The lasagna.
Joe Madden,
He's
put them
not
wings
good
down.
right about now.
Hey, Beans Douglas is in the building. What's good? What's good?
Teddy.
I see you, A. Collins.
I see Theo Flat. That's my guy. I like it.
Yeah, I see you. I see you, Teddy. What's good?
David
What's
Jackson.
good? I see you, Alex Jorge in the building. What's good? Julian Blum. What's good? Man,
Hey,
y'all
Joe
showing
Man
up
say
from
he
out
in
of
bed,
nowhere.
bro. Joe say he in bed.
Joe, hey, Joe say
He's got the
Yo,
flashlight
that's
under the
crazy.
cover.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Hey, Julian Blum, what's good? Kobe Grant is back. What's good? Yo, what's good, man? I'm mad excited, man. I'm mad excited, man.
Drop said
I
you
let
trying
this
to get
play.
your wage, Freezy.
Yo, I need to get some hair first. I need to get some hair first before I start.
Oh my God. That's really old school. Man.
Yeah, man. Now when I go with the baldy outside, like when I shave my head, man, I can't go outside with that baldy uncovered. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you got to throw something on it. You know what I mean?
No.
Yo, y'all heard Debo died today?
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
You talking about Debo from Friday?
Oh,
yes, Teddy Lister, man. Sad, bro. 62.
Young.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
How old was he?
62.
Man.
Last year was Pops, man. I love
man.
Pops. Don Witherspoon, that's my guy too, man.
Was he also Zeus in the WWF?
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Zeus.
Yep.
Yes, he was.
Rest in peace.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, and Stephen Okongwu, I see you. I see you. I see y'all out there. Yonkers Biggs was good. Yo, man, I heard what y'all was saying about Frank, and I think it's unjust. Not what y'all was saying. I'm talking about the heat that was put on Frank. I think it's unjust. Yeah, I feel like y'all came through big time to defending my man. That was clutch.
Wait, defending who?
Right. Frank.
Wait, you hate Frank? What? Oh my gosh! What dimension am I in?
No.
Frank.
I hate Frank. I hate Frank playing point guard. I don't hate Frank the person. What I'm saying is you never heard Frank Ntilikina say a bad word about the organization the whole time he's been here, and now leaks and stuff get into the media. Man, come on, man.
Hey,
That's
Freeze's
crazy.
been talking about Frank taking up Bowen roles, so he's been saying that.
Freezy, how'd you get that
Yeah.
nickname? Can you tell us how you got that nickname, Freezy? I'm curious.
That's a CIA name, bro. That's secret.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Hey, so I'll tell you real quick, right? So my people come from so my people were slaves and stuff in the Fairfield County area of South Carolina, right? And their slave owner was Mr. Thompson, right? But Mr. Thompson was good to our people, right? Like he was like, yo, don't do nothing wrong, man. I don't want to have to do this. Like he was a good dude, but he needed slaves in order to make money, right? But my great whatever, how many ever greats or whatever, was like, yo, I understand, Mr. Thompson, that you're good, but I want to be free. You know what I'm saying? I want me and my family to be free. So my great, however many greats or whatever, kept running away. And they was like, yo, stop running away. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I'm gonna legit have to do something to you if you keep running. So anyway, long story short, everybody gets emancipated. And my great, however many greats, whatever, grandfather didn't want to take on his slave owner's last name of Thompson, right? So he was like, yo, I'm telling you, our last name is gonna be Free because we're gonna be free, right? So Free is my last name, right? Just because of that, right? But over the course of me doing like hanging out with the fellas on the dock and in the military doing stuff, people always call me Freezy. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess it's a slick, you know what I'm saying? So it evolved. It evolved into that. It's nothing about any skill or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just it just evolved from one thing to another. So with my brother calling me, getting called, you know, before he passed away, with my brother being called Freezy, and my sons and them, everybody getting called Freezy. So they just started calling me Uncle Freezy. That's how it, and Big Freezy, whatever way to say it. You know what I'm saying? Is what it is. So that's where it derived from. And why you ask me that hard question like 2:00 in the morning?
That's dope, bro. I'm curious, man. You're the godfather. You're the one that created this. I got to know the backstory.
Yeah. Hey, well. The thing
You should have
about
asked him about the Janet Jackson story, man. I still want to hear the Janet Jackson story.
The Janet Jackson story soon come. You know what I'm saying? I just got to do it. I got to do it on Leaving the Knicks podcast. I can't do it here.
This guy,
you know,
man. You know, this guy's fronting, man. You supposed to tell us Vincent about Janet Jackson, bro. Come on, man.
The thing is, like when your show come on, man, like the topics be so dope. I just don't want to get on and take it over.
We can make time for Janet Jackson. That's fine. You can always add some pornographic stories to the show, man. I have absolutely no problem with that. If you did something with Janet Jackson.
Yeah,
please tell me did something with Janet Jackson.
And I appreciate that motivated by success. It's one of the reasons why I found Simeon. Like what happened was the thing is, like I used to sit. My brother was like fighting for his life. He was passing away. We didn't know it at the time, right? So I used to sit in the room with him in ICU with him like 22 hours a day, basically. You know, I'm just hoping little brother come through. And so occasionally, what I would do is come down to the parking garage and check on Knicks news, right? And I see this cat, Sim Russell, right? And I'm like, what is this? Why everybody yell? What's going on here? So I'm trying, hey, what's good, State? So so I mess around and I'm like, let me get on here with them just so that I can defend John Starks. And I get on, it's like, who's Mark? It's like the Legion of Knicks podcast. Some dude named Chef Isaiah, you know what I'm saying? All these dudes. And we used to argue so much that we used to take it beyond the show. Like y'all, like Sim would end the show and we would still be legit beefing.
Leave you in the chat going.
And so, yeah. And so what happened was I started talking to Sim, was like, yo, I need for you to come back on. I need for you to come back on, Keith. And so I was like, I don't know, man, because I was sitting in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, who's this strange character sitting in the dark? And what happened was I would come on the show, man. Sometimes I'd be crying because my little brother upstairs. But you know what I'm saying? But the fact that I saw a Knicks fan, like the Knicks family, as soon as I come on, they'd be like, hey, it's Uncle Freezy. You know what I'm saying? It kind of warmed the heart or whatever. And so after a while, like I'd be up there with my brother. I'd be like, yo, let me go down here and check out the fam. So it kind of evolved into, while I was losing, while my brother was slowly, you know what I'm saying, transitioning, I was gaining new brothers through the Knicks format. And that's the reason why I show so much love to the Knicks fans and the family, because through the time I was like going through like a hardship, the Knicks family was there supporting me. They didn't know exactly what was going on at the time. They was just happy to see me. And I was like, these people don't judge me or nothing. They just, when I show up, they just legit show me love. You know what I'm saying? And so what I did was I started reciprocating that. I was like, yo, regardless who it is, I see if they're a Knicks fan, regardless who it is, I don't care what their background is, age, race, I don't care. If I see a Knicks fan and they passionate about this thing, I'm going to show them as much love as I possibly can to let them know that this Knicks fan base is not the crazy fan base that you see on ESPN and all that stuff. That's why when I see y'all, I be shouting y'all out, because I want y'all to know that y'all are important to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the time I was going through something, people was there to support. So anyway, I ain't mean to get all mushy or whatever. I wanted to talk about Frank. You know what I'm saying? But Latrell Sprewell's American Dream pulled that out of me, so I'm sorry.
Hey, just real quick, a shout out for
it's all good.
Just a shout out for State talking about December 21st, Freezy and Legion. You'll be joining State on his podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So he has a date. All right, definitely.
Hey, I want to. State. I want to bring the posse. I want to bring all the Knicks fans. Hey, can your podcast hold like 200 people?
Whoa, damn.
State.
On the
State. Look,
I don't think it has a
State.
YouTube podcast. Yeah, I think it's just a regular.
State, we don't have
State just fainted.
I think it's a radio podcast. I think it's a podcast, not like a YouTube podcast.
Yeah, State. We don't want to do the in studio podcast. We don't want to do the one-on-one. Well, I don't want to do the one-on-one. I want to bring my entire posse and bum rush the show. That's what I want to do. I want Stephen Fox and Ron Cle, everybody. I want everybody to come so we can bum rush the show. Just
create a quick YouTube channel. Create a quick YouTube channel so you get then you could use StreamYard to if you want to do sportscast or if you want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to be Afro the Jedi. Everybody. We want to bring everybody. We want to make sure that we bring enough people to support your joint that your joint will get a bump from the homies. You know what I'm saying? We want to be. It's like when your homeboy used to DJ. Everybody had a homeboy that used to DJ in the backyard, and he get his first gig like at a joint, like at a club, and like 400 of your closest friends show up and support my man. That's what I want to do.
Representing.
Exactly. Bam. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do, State. Okay. All right.
I think you said yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. State. Whatever, man. We got a bunch of Knicks content creators, man. We are all family, man. We are all family here, man. And I know sometimes we get sidetracked. So people hit me in the DMs like, man, you start talking about family and stuff. I just came here for the Knicks, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, man. I know I should have stayed on track, but when you got 200 of your closest friends show up to talk about a topic, I got to acknowledge the 200 of my closest friends. So
you know that's a trademark now, right? You calling out the names.
What's that?
That's your thing, man.
Oh yeah,
your trademark.
Yeah, because you done created that.
Yeah, people love that, man.
You created it.
Your freaking Arsenio Hall freaking introductions to everybody, man.
Legion, it still bugged me out to see where you at now, man. It's crazy what time, how time flies, man. And just looking back, like Freezy said, man, remember seeing you on Nothing But Knicks. Just like Who's Mark, I don't know what he waiting on. I don't know what he's waiting on.
We've told Who's Mark billions of times, bro. I try to embarrass him.
Check on him, Gammo. I think he's stuck in somebody's basement just twittering all hours of the day. Somebody got
Rob, if you see, bro, I think I was on after a show with him for like 2.5 hours saying, Mark, you have a voice. You are divisive. You have a character, and he was doing a few shows on Sportscast, but he's just not
exactly. He is definitely a character. His voice catches your attention.
I can show you text every time I've been on, especially on the Sundays. I've said, Mark, come on, come and discuss.
Shout out to Yonkers, man. Yonkers Biggs. You absolutely right, man. Me being on this show, it's helped me. I ain't gonna even front. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then. Like my son told me, them young people, man, they be telling you what you need to do. Thank God for them. My son told me, he said, Dad, I know you don't like social media, but you're going to have to put your stuff on social media.
As talkative as you are, you don't like social media? What?
No, you know why I didn't like social media, man? Because to me, people hide who they are, man. You know what I mean? To me, when I can talk to you like this, I can see you. And I know, even if you might be saying something out your mouth, I can see your face expression and can tell whether or not what you're saying is authentic. When you're reading stuff people writing, because everybody don't use punctuation marks, you know what I mean? It's hard to take that. That's why I don't text much. I'd rather pick up a phone and call you.
I'm the same way.
Old school.
Old school to the bone gristle. You heard me?
I was about to say that I apologize for eating live.
Man, keep eating.
But ain't no commercial
we need
break.
To share though.
Share the popcorn with us.
This is actually the Fritos.
Fritos.
This man got the twist.
God,
I love the big bag Fritos. Too. I was in there like, man, this is
a big bag.
Unprofessional.
I can't lie, man. I love this.
We ain't got no commercial breaks.
Fritos are one of those snacks that are addicting. When you really want Fritos, you're like, dang, I'll eat the whole bag.
But you got to be in
the chili.
It's almost gone.
Yeah,
man. Hey, but the thing about the Knicks at Night podcast, like I tell people ask me to explain it. Like they legit say, well, how come you have like sometimes it's 4 people, sometimes it's like 10 people. You know what I'm saying? How come you have so many people on it? And what do y'all do? So the thing about the Knicks at Night podcast is simple, man. The Knicks at Night podcast is just a place, a sounding board for Knicks fans that are frustrated because their voice is not heard. You know what I'm saying? A place where we can legit come in and show our love for players and the team, and also to let people know that we're not idiots. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we can legit come up with our own content. We don't need the national media as overseers and distributors of the content. You know what I'm saying? We're smart enough to see things with our own eyes. You know, we don't have to, we don't have to read the paper to get all the behind the scenes narratives. You know
Freezy,
what I mean?
When was the last time, Freezy, you had only 4 people watching you, Nick and Night, man? You're big time now, man. You're up there with the big dogs. Stop it, bro.
You running with the majors, man.
The only times I only have 4 people on here, dude. When I come on here, it's like 133 people be watching, bro. Like,
honestly,
at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is even more.
At 3 o'clock, yo, bro, stop it, Freezy. You trying to be all humble, man? You can't even hide it, bro. You're big time now, man. Let's. You'll be at 1,000 probably by what, a week and a half, easily before the year ends.
Or before the year ends.
We don't know. We just want to make sure whether we're at 700 or 7,000, we want people to understand that this right here is a family. You know what I mean? When Ron Cleveland come on and be like, man, if that don't get you fired up, something wrong with your engine. You know,
actually, when Ron says man, that's usually because something bad happened with the Knicks.
Hey, Gilbert, you can tell. You can tell by which way it's gonna go by how I say it.
I mean, honestly, what I appreciate about this channel is that I learn more from hearing other. I don't want to just know. Like when I watch a game, there's certain things I pick up, but there's certain things maybe I didn't see in the game that you guys show me. And that's to me what this podcast is about. We all love this team, but we all have different opinions on every player, it seems like. But that's what makes it fun.
Yeah. Hey, man, I agree, man. And this is the thing. Everybody don't see things the same way. And sometimes somebody can say something that you be like, oh, man, I didn't even look at it that way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Help you change your perspective on things, man. And I appreciate that because we can learn from everybody.
Yeah, it's I just feel, it touches my heart because I've seen Ron basically, he's starting to take my points. And, I'm just here to help everybody. You know what I mean? I don't want to be selfish. My next project is Kevin. Kevin's just been too stubborn. I'm trying to get Kevin to see my ways, but he's going to come along.
Listen.
I appreciate you having me here, Freezy. Thank you very much.
If I can come up with a phrase for you, is cautiously optimistic.
A lot of this show is me trying to tear apart everything that you believe in. People tune in for that.
I'm gonna Hector Gaston is in the building. I see you. Hey, Chef NYK is in the building. I see y'all. Snipping. They sneaking in the room like, yo, I'm gonna just throw this little comment out here. Nah, bro, I see y'all. What's good? K is in the building. What's good? I see y'all just coming in, throw a little chat. They like throw a little emoji in there at like Uncle Freeze and everybody else ain't gonna see y'all. I see y'all. What's good? Alex Jorge, I see you. Halfway right. Well, not halfway, but a quarter way around the world, still tuning in. Yeah, exactly, man.
And Rob gonna give you exactly from the heart too. He another passionate Knicks fan. And one thing I can tell right now, I know you're passionate because I see that hat on your head. You're a real fan. You don't run.
Yeah, because the Cowboys stuff.
You know what I mean? That's when I see people like that.
Yeah,
I say, oh yeah, they're a true fan because their team's struggling. They still wearing the gear. They don't care.
Yo, this guy, this dude Ron is talking so much trash about his overachieving. They ain't gonna get far. Dolphins. Like
you ain't overachieving. Guillermo, I'm gonna make you a believer this year, man.
Who's talking about Tua? Someone try to compare Tua to Well, Tua, you never playing the Chiefs. I'm like, dog, Tua is
like Steve Young.
Pat Mahomes ain't no.
That's who Tua is.
No
Tua is Steve Young. That's what Tua game is like.
Oh, why? Because he's a lefty. Stop it, man.
Nah. You look at throwing the tape and look at both of them.
Oh,
Tua, that's who Tua is.
Yo, Dolphins fans are some of those delusions. Ron doesn't believe this. Look at Ron's face.
Hey,
you know
hey,
he doesn't
man.
believe it.
Hey,
Wait,
I'm
hold on, Ron.
I'm gonna agree with one thing we talked about. You, huh?
You cover the game on Sunday? Like just do play by play?
Nah. There's a cat down there. His name TD Finstock, man. I've been watching that guy ever since he had maybe 200-300 subscribers, and he over 13,000 down there in Miami, man. He's a content creator, man. Got a good channel, but I'm gonna tell you, I agree everything what you were saying about coaches matter, man, because Adam Gase, and I tell people this all the time, Tannehill was not the problem in Miami. The problem is that Tannehill had been there for so long and had them went through two coaches. So when you bringing in this third coach, guess who's going to go? The quarterback that was there is going to pretty much be gone.
You know how bad Gase was? Tannehill, when he got to the Titans last year, your boy Tannehill, I believe, is either in the playoffs or in the regular season. He had the fourth highest QBR.
Oh yeah,
or some ridiculous record.
Yeah, once he left Gase.
Yeah, once he and mind you, Gase got rid of Jay. He went on to
throw him under the bus too.
Was it
Gase
Eagles?
tried to throw Tannehill under the bus.
Got rid when he left. He got rid of Devontae Parker had a 1,000-yard season once Gase left. Your boy,
you know what? He tried to get rid of Devontae Parker.
Arizona.
He tried to get rid of Devontae Parker too.
Yeah, and the dude in Arizona, the running Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake.
Put up what, 900 yards?
What'd you call it? Traded him. We traded him. You know, my coach right now, Flores. Man, I love that coach, man.
In football, if you don't have a good offensive coordinator, it can be so frustrating.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think Chan gonna survive with us. I don't think.
Yo, Miami fans are so delusional. When y'all lose in the first round, man, this is gonna be the most beautiful.
Wait a minute. A Jet fan called somebody else delusional?
Stephen Fox, let me do Stephen Fox real quick. The Jets fans aren't delusional. We just know we're losers. We're just happy to watch football. I never thought Gase was going to be good.
You better look at my Dolphins defense, man. We in the top 5.
I didn't say it was good football, Steven. It's football of some kind, right?
And you know, Guillermo, newsflash, let me tell you something. You know you're in trouble because we got a ton of picks, man. The Dolphins going to be good for a long time. Matter of fact, that Houston pick might end up being a top 3.
It might be good.
Hey, we got their first round pick and their second round pick. They have no pick.
Legion, how's my boy Joe Flacco doing?
He's actually, you know what I like about Joe Flacco?
Bad.
He wasn't bad.
I told people this all the time. Joe Flacco is a good player. If you put the pieces around him, he can play well. I've always said that.
If you go watch the Patriots game we had, because we need to tank that game, and I think the Patriots at the time only had 2 wins, and I think they were like, maybe we tank, right? Up 27-20. This dude, Joe Flacco, was destroying the Patriots, right? Like, on offense, he was doing well. Our defense, whatever. And he threw a pass into double coverage on the first down when we had 5 minutes left in the game. And I'm sweating. I'm like, dude, we cannot win this game. Joe Flacco is one of the greatest quarterbacks the Jets have ever had because his tank job, immaculate. It is.
Call me crazy. Call me the crazy
better than Greg Williams.
fan.
Kevin, I don't need logic right now. I just need Trevor Lawrence. I don't need you to bring logic, man.
I don't want Trevor Lawrence on my team. And I'll say this. I'll say why I don't want Trevor Lawrence.
You see, guys, you see this, right? You see this, right? This is what I argue with every night. You see how crazy he is?
Let me explain.
Those Fritos.
Now you're saying Trevor Lawrence?
Let me tell you why I don't want Trevor Lawrence.
What?
Oh my Lord!
Because I personally don't think there's anything. Now let me say this. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, if Sam goes to a different team with a different coach and he's actually a really good quarterback." So it's like, if you already have a quarterback who you feel will be good in a different environment, why don't you just change the environment that he's in?
Kevin, because you know why? Because money. Because they have to reset the contract. They have to reset the contract. So even if they like Sam Darnold, it's better to just reset the contract.
So basically, you're saying, you know what? Even if we get Trevor Lawrence in 5 years, let's get rid of him because we don't want to pay him. And let's just keep starting over every 5 years.
What I'm saying is that Trevor Lawrence is seen as a generational talent. The last generational talent.
Darnold was seen as a generational quarterback.
He threw interceptions that you
was never seen as a generational quarterback.
This got to be the worst franchise in the NFL, man.
Everybody was like, Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in this class. Sam Darnold is a generational quarterback. Sam Darnold is a franchise quarterback.
I like Sam Darnold. I like Sam Darnold.
Y'all are saying that Sam Darnold wasn't. They weren't saying he's a franchise quarterback.
No, that's different. No. Franchise quarterback is different from generational quarterback. Exactly. John Elway, generational quarterback. Andrew Luck, generational quarterback. Who else was seen as a generational?
Let me ask you this question.
Peyton Manning.
Let me ask you a question.
Peyton Manning, generational quarterback. There's a big difference. Those are guys that's like, I see myself getting a championship with this guy.
Here are the facts.
Before he even started NFL.
Here's the fact. Because I live in ACC country. I have met, technically I've met Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, the magical elf. Yes.
Technically, I've met him.
Respect his name. Respect Trevor Lawrence, baby. Come on, man.
Name a top 25 defense that Trevor Lawrence faces in the ACC.
Kevin, I think you're reaching here, man.
He's not reaching, but no.
He's good. He got a valid point. He has a valid point.
Games.
Is CeeDee Lamb good? Okay, I'll answer.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
When you see him in like the national playoffs, does Trevor Lawrence look as good as he does in the regular season?
No.
Let me ask you a question.
I'll answer that for you.
Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields? Who would you
I'll
say?
take Justin Fields in a heartbeat.
Get out of here.
Because I think what? I'm an Ohio State fan.
I watched that Indiana game.
In college, I like Ohio. That's my team. I'm an Ohio State fan.
And all the Ohio State quarterbacks. I don't like Ohio State, but I recognize
Trevor won a championship. Who did he be in the championship?
Huh?
Trevor Lawrence is good.
What did Trevor Lawrence be in the championship?
He is good, but I think Justin Fields.
I want to jump in here real quick. I just want to shout out a couple people. So DJ Thunder, I see you. And Manchild, I see you. And to Kevin's point, Kevin said, what top 25 defenses and blah, 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 blah. Man, look, how you going to say that, say in one breath, what top 25 defense, and then you're going to say Sam Darnold? What defense did Sam Darnold see in the Pac-12?
Hey, I know what top 25 defense.
By the way, Freezy, you forgot Woodshed. You forgot Woodshed, Freezy. Yo, Freezy, you forgot Woodshed, Freezy.
And Legion.
I know what top 25 defense he faced.
Kyler Murray didn't face top 25 defenses, and he's a legit top 25 or top 10 quarterback or headed that way franchise.
I keep telling y'all, Trevor Lawrence is going to pull a pin. Pull an Eli
Trevor
Manning.
Lawrence. I know Trevor Lawrence is an arrogant prick with the long blonde hair, and cats are gonna try to compare him to a Todd Marinovich just because they hate him. But the dude is probably the smartest dude in the ACC. The dude Kevin, probably the smartest dude in the ACC. And I'm capping for Clemson because my son went there for one. You know what I'm saying? But legit, Clemson grooms quarterbacks. You can't legit say, well, I don't know if I like Deshaun Watson, but I dislike Trevor Lawrence. They come up in the same system, bro, with the same coach. They always have loaded receivers. It's the same guy. Stop hating on Trevor Lawrence just because he looked different and act different, man. We can't
I'm not hating on Trevor Lawrence. I'm not hating on Trevor Lawrence. What I'm saying is I want to put the pieces around the quarterback that we already had, that everyone says is already good if you put him in another situation.
You guys
in
football, right? When you're a GM in football, right? You're judged on your success
over Lamar Jackson.
I can't do
I agree. You're judged as a GM, right? Kevin, I don't disagree with you, right? But if you're a new GM coming in, right, you're judged on largely the quarterback you're with. It's every GM is judged by the quarterback they drafted or they groom or developed, right? If you sit there, right, there's probably going to be more of an effort to try to, because remember, Sam Darnold has developed bad habits because of lack of coaching, right? Throwing off the back foot, not throwing the ball out of bounds when he needs to, not running when he should be, not being able to read certain defenses. Remember, he's had trouble reading complex zones since his rookie year, and granted his rookie year, right? But he's having those same issues in his third year. Do you want to take that quarterback? You want to take that reclamation project, or do you want to restart with the guy that you yourself, Joe Douglas, because you didn't draft Sam Darnold. You want to go with your guy, and then you reset the contract. You go with the guy you think is good, and you put the piece around because you got guys like Denzel Mims. You got Crowder's probably going to be there for another year. You know what I mean? Herndon, he annoys me. One game he looks good, another game, 3 games.
The thing about it is this: Joe Douglas.
Joe Madden.
I look at Joe, and it's like I want to believe he's a different guy than Mike McCagnon and John Idzik and Tannenbaum, but it's like you have your fingerprints all around this team, and it's 0-12. Joe Douglas. A lot of these players that are on this team that have played major roles were brought in by Joe Douglas, so it's kind of like. Are you the best evaluator, Joe Douglas?
Don't have a coach.
Because Joe Douglas and his own, this wasn't lip service. Joe Douglas said, "I feel like this roster can be competitive in December," and he said that, and he meant it. He thought he put together a team that could be okay.
Yo, Kevin, we were playing the Patriots. Flacco was trying to.
No doubt. Lamar's the best athlete in the league. I was just talking about projecting and quarterbacking, but Lamar's no doubt one of the best athletes. And he had an unbelievable year last year. I'm not taking anything away.
We're tanking big time. Go to that Chargers game. We were up. Flacco was doing well, and he.
I'm glad you call the Chargers, Guillermo. Hey, Guillermo. Newsflash, man. Trevor Lawrence is going to pull an Eli Manning. Remember, Eli Manning didn't want to go to the Chargers. Why? Because the Chargers was a dysfunctional franchise. For you, okay, you sit there. Why you think they got reports of saying, and they ain't just fabricated that he keeping his option open?
I don't believe you.
He's keeping his option open.
Why can't you just let me be delusional once, Ron? Just let me have my fun.
Hold on. You know why, Guillermo? Have that same energy with our Knicks, man. Don't do that.
Wait a second.
This is different, man. You can't take it. You can't get a number one pick anymore, Ron. Come on, man.
Hey, I gotta give you that. Hey, I hope you get Trevor Lawrence, man. Hey, the AFC East. I don't want no sorry teams in the AFC East.
Hey,
the only team is the Patriots.
Ron, why are you trying to be so cocky? Y'all been trash. Along with us.
Hey, Guillermo, this what we got right here, man. We got, get that Ric Flair belt out, man.
Yo, that's not shit. Put that I rooted so hard against the Chiefs on Sunday. Oh my gosh. The Dolphins on Sunday.
I can't wait. You're a Ravens fan?
I feel bad for Sima because he has some karma coming his way. He's been trolling, so the Jets are going to trade Darnold to the Chicago Bears and for a first-round choice, and Sima's going to be miserable.
Yo, Sima's
a Bears fan?
I love my Knicks fans, man, but I feel for y'all with the Jets. When y'all,
I'm telling you, the Jets are going to win a game this year, and we're going to draft
for y'all, man.
Stop, Kevin, stop.
It's inevitable going to happen. Just because the Jets won the number one pick, they're not going to get it.
Kevin, Greg Williams is the greatest pick of all. He called cover 0. Kevin Williams called cover. Who we got next? Oh, Jacksonville's. I think they have like a win, right? They have one win.
Here's the thing: if the Jets and Jacksonville both finish with one win, Jacksonville will automatically get the number one pick
because of strength of schedule.
Yo, look at here. We got Greg Williams. He made a sacrifice. He sacrificed himself, even though he was going to get fired anyway.
Exactly.
That was a dumb call.
I love it. I promise you, this is what happened. So when we got that stop on 4th and 3, I literally hugged my friend and was like, "Yes, we won. This is it. Suck it, Jets fans, because we gotta win." I was jumping up and down. I was like, "Yes, a win." And then I was like, "Okay." We ran. And then I was like, "Okay, this isn't good because we really needed this first down, but we didn't get it." So we punted. I was like, "Okay, it's only like a minute and 3 seconds left. We still got this. It's okay. What in the world could possibly happen?"
Hey guys, I'm about to head out. But Legion, you a Ravens fan?
Hell no. What the? Are you?
I thought
you're a Jets.
You're a Jets fan.
What the fuck?
I didn't know.
Now he's a glutton for punishment.
Overrated Lamar Jackson. Why would you bring that up? We doing Trevor Lawrence. We're doing real quarterbacks over here, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you what.
Look, I do like Lamar Jackson though, but he got to become a better quarterback because they know how to play the RPOs in the playoffs. The Titans and the Chargers did it.
Yeah.
He's talented, but he has to be able to. His biggest issue is like throwing out numbers, right?
Throwing outside the numbers. That's his issue.
Yeah,
Ismail Reyes was good.
Anyway,
you gotta pull a Frank Ntilikina and work on his craft.
Hopefully, see you tomorrow, bro.
Peace out. Let's go next.
Hey, let's get a win tomorrow night, fellas.
Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Hey, Sim is a New York Giants fan, so but I was only goofing on you, Sima, from a previous conversation we had. So, but Sima is a Giants fan, not a Bears fan, for correcting.
Hold up, what the hell?
And why you talking about that Dolphins team? Hey, the Giants owe me some money for that defensive coordinator they got from Miami. You heard me? Hey, you know it.
What?
Hey, that defensive coordinator came from Miami.
Can you stop it? You look at you. Stop. You thinking you're big ish. You're not big fish, bro.
Stop. Left our division. I got happy.
Oh my gosh! First of all, you know what I like though? Freezy stopped talking ish after he realized his Bears were not doing nothing. Because Freezy was coming on here talking about, yo, you see the Bears, baby? Yo, we taking it. Freezy has been quiet for the past.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man.
I told you, Freezy.
Chiefs, though, man, for real. Don't be
Danny Landers was good. Money the Great Me was good. I see y'all out there.
Yo, Freezy, you forgot Woodshed, bro. You forgot Woodshed. You didn't call out Woodshed, bro.
I didn't see Woodshed. Woodshed in the chat.
Yeah, he was in here earlier, man. Yeah, he was in here, bro.
So Woodshed said one of the smartest things we heard all summer, right? So Woodshed said, "Hey, Uncle Freezy," and I was like, "Wood, you got that look in your eye. Don't say nothing crazy." Wood was like, "I got something crazy to say," and I'm like, "Oh, Wood, don't do it, man. You know this stuff is seen around the world. You know if you say it, you can't ever take it back." And he's like, "I can't help myself, Uncle Freezy," and so I'm like, "Okay, let me prepare myself." He's like, "No, I don't want you to prepare yourself. I just found the next Christian Wood." And I'm like, "Oh, here we go, Wood. What are you doing?"
And who is that?
Don't say it.
And so I'm like, "Man, don't tell me." He was like, "The next Christian Wood is Skylar BCA." He said that all the way back in October, right? And I'm like, "No, man, are you serious?"
And we got him.
Like,
and he's right. Both of them played the G League.
Yeah, he was like, "No, he's in Atlanta." And so I'm like, "Oh man, this dude is on 3 teams already." And he was like, "Yup." But the dude has the requisite skills to be the next Christian Wood. And then so these months pass by, and I try to get Wood to come on the show and explain what it is he's talking about. He's like, nah, I ain't gonna explain it. So then the Knicks signed a random power forward named Skylar BCA. And I'm like, so I can't hate on him because he's from Haiti. Shout out to Haiti. You know what I'm saying? 1805. All my, you know what I'm saying? But my man is like, come through the chat, right? He tagged me on Twitter with a wink. He just winked at me on Twitter. Right? And then he get in the chat. And he was like, "Yo, Uncle Freezy, I told you about something, right?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this dude called Scala BCA, right?" And now he's thinking Scal is gonna be the Knicks version of Christian Wood. What do we do?
He can't shoot, Freezy. The Christian Wood at least could shoot.
And doesn't he have like a lack of heart? Like, wasn't one of his issues like not like being like a tough-minded player?
See, I don't like that. This ain't defense for him. He's playing for.
I don't know. I just know that. I just remember like he was called. Wasn't he called soft by his coach by Calipari?
Calipari, yep.
Didn't they call him soft or something like that? So
yep. But the more stuff y'all dump on Scal, the more the story looks like Christian Wood. Because Christian Wood's coach out of Vegas said, "Yeah, he a low motor. I don't know if he motivated." You know what I'm saying? So the more y'all dump on Scal, the more he looks like Christian Wood. You know what I mean? Like people say, "Well, wasn't he soft in the post?" and you're like, oh my gosh.
So Freezy, who you happy to see tomorrow? Who you excited to see play tomorrow night on the roster?
All right, let me say first of all, Frankie Lakina is a 6'4" Scala BCA. Right?
What happened to Otis Thorpe?
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's gonna say every generic bad player. Don't
you give Frank a hard time, man.
He's just gonna say every generic bad player out there. Keep going. Who else? Tyrone Hill he mentioned. Who else he mentioned? He's gonna say Frank is a 6'3", a 6'4" Odin Polynese. He's gonna say all the generic players.
Shout out to Ola Polynese. Shout out to Haiti. So anyway,
yep, he's that. Yeah, keep going, Freezy.
J.R. Reed looks like Tyrone Hill.
Oh my goodness.
So I know, and listen, I know y'all want to get on and smash me for that. I don't want to see Frank at point guard under no circumstances. I would rather see Miles Powell, Emmanuel Quickly, DSJ, and them boys fight it out for the point guard.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm excited to see Frank possibly playing that 2 position. I want to see him lock up them players, the opposite team too. That's what I would love to see. Because you can get away with him not shooting as well from that 2 position, but from that point guard position, you want your point guard really to put pressure on the team. If he can shoot, hey, that's a plus. So, but I mean, hey, the jury is out for all these players, man. Hey, it's a cold night, boy, when you on 1-year deals.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Yo, Ron and Freezy, do you agree that DSJ that because Austin Rivers is going to be out, right? Do you think that there's going to be more added pressure on DSJ if he starts tomorrow versus if he came off the bench?
Absolutely, because that's signaling something to me. If coach put him in the first game starting, that's generally telling you who he expecting to be a starter. And if you come out and be cold like the North Pole, hey, that thing gonna be smoking. LaGuardia coming in.
I know this. Guillermo's not gonna hit the end of it. If Knox drops 20 tomorrow, I'm telling you, I'm going all night.
You see Freezy? You see Freezy what they do?
Drops 20,
you see Freezy what they do?
You
see what they do, Freezy? I want Knox to do well. He thinks I hate Knox. I don't hate Knox. I
won't be shocked if he do it. Really, I really won't be shocked because he been working.
But Knox did that in the summer league. So this is not Knox has done this in non-pressurized or low pressure games. Where in the summer league last year he was balling out, and I gave him all. Remember he was pulling up threes off the dribble in the summer league.
But you know what I want to see?
Praise in the world for that.
But you know what? It'll be different if it's a 20 where he get to the free throw line about 4 times.
Tibbs
if he get to that free throw line about 4 or 5 times and he scored 20, then I'm like, okay, you done got tough in the offseason.
But I also that's good. That's good development. But I want to see that in the regular season, man. I want to see Knox, and consistently. I want it even if it's not 20 a season. Obviously, that's high. But I want all facets of his game, right, to be solid. It doesn't have to be actually focus on the core. Okay, I'm having a bad night. I'm not shooting well. Is there another way I could try to score or produce, right? Is there another way? Okay, I have 9 points, but I'm going to make sure that poor George only has, 20 points versus his average of, 25, 30, whatever it may be. Right?
Showing that you care on that defensive side.
Let me shut him down. And let them pass the ball to somebody else, right? If I'm having a bad game, let all the other aspects of my game be solid. That's all I ask about from Knox.
And that's from any player. That's what you ask from any player.
Right now.
If your shot ain't falling, I want you to get out there and I want you to man up. Because defense is the one thing you can control as a player. I don't care what nobody say. That's a want to. You got to want to stop that man across from you.
Right.
It's a war of attrition.
Tibbs said something today in his press conference about the team. I mean, you said Knox was dropping 20 in the summer league. He was like, now to be facing actual real game competition. That's something that you can't simulate during these practices. I guess alluding to the fact, like, okay, I'm really going to get to see what you guys are going to look like in this system against real competition.
Real talent.
Right. It's one thing going against each other in practices.
Yeah.
But when you're going against another team that's, trying to get a win out there, it's a little bit different. So I think that'd be a real test for Knox. But like I said, he's going up against, Jeremy Grant. And if he don't bust Jeremy Grant, then something wrong.
Well, I ain't going to say that. Because Jeremy Grant ain't no slouch, man. Especially on that defensive side.
Exactly. That's why I'm expecting big things.
If he get 20 tomorrow against Jeremy, We got something. We got something.
Hey, Guillermo, thanks. Knicks at Night family, let's get those likes up to 100 tonight.
And I found out
that and subscribe to the channel. The thing about it is, I say subscribe to the channel a lot, and I don't say it just because of like trying to grow my personal profile, but the fact that we can grow this community and find other Knicks fans that are passionate just like us, so that the conversation could be more robust. And I know I say robust a lot, but we want the conversation to be more robust so that we can get different thoughts and opinions. Like this is not a channel of hot takes. Like, I'm not just going to come on here and be like, Frank Ntilikina sucks. What's your thought? That's not what we do here. We basically what we do is have a conversation, and the conversation evolves a lot. Sometimes the conversation evolves too fast, and I'll be the first to admit that. But the fact of the matter is evolution is good, especially when it comes to information. We want to have information, you know what I'm saying? And we want to make sure that we have a sounding board too. And this is it. So subscribe to the channel, man. Hit that like button. So the thing about Kevin Knox, and I know, I know Kevin is gonna be like, Uncle Freezy, don't diss Kevin because we share the same name. But listen, Kevin Knox is a 6'7" Michael Kidd-Gilchrist without defense. Come on, man. Kevin Knox is a 6'7" Bismack without defense.
Bismack.
You know what?
He's gonna keep naming back.
People keep telling me Kevin Knox is 6'10". People are like, no, you can't give up on him because he's 6'10" with a 7'8" wingspan and a silky smooth jump shot. No, he's not. Kevin Knox is a 6'7" Mark Price without a jumper. That's what Kevin Knox is.
Mark Price is nice though. Come on, man.
Kevin Knox is a. Oh, you know what? Kevin Knox is a Anthony Early.
You can talk about Frank that way
without the gunshot in the thigh.
Because
Come
Frank,
on, man. You said Anthony Early. All right, man. This guy's
Frank
bugging
is
Anthony
the difference between
no, legit. What is Kevin Knox from Kevin Knox rookie year to now? Aside from all the hype and innuendo from Knicks fans, what has Kevin Knox done? Heading up to this point where we are. I love Kevin Knox, by the way.
Here's the thing,
but I'm realistic. I just want Kevin Knox to show and prove. I hate we always do show and tell. We never do show and prove. I want Kevin Knox to prove that he was worth the pick where we drafted him at.
The difference is you've seen Kevin Knox be productive, especially on the offensive side. You've seen him have decent offensive nights. If he just strings it together and becomes more consistent with it.
Did you say if? Did you say if?
If he becomes more consistent or have
Freezy, kill him. Freezy, do it, please.
No. But like I said, have you seen Kevin Knox be a productive offensive player in this league?
Yes or no? I link productivity to efficiency. Have we seen Kevin Knox be efficient in this league?
The question is, can he be efficient?
No. My question was, have we seen Kevin Knox be efficient? And
not on a regular basis, no.
Kevin, you want to move the goalposts left and right and back and forward. If you move the goalposts, just move the goalposts left and right.
On a regular basis, no. You have not seen him be efficient. But I mean, not on regular, but you have seen efficient games from Kevin Knox.
Yeah, but
seen it.
That's an anomaly.
So you're saying Kevin Knox is inconsistent, and that's the argument for.
He has been
the argument for Kevin Knox is he's inconsistent.
At 18, 19, yes, he was inconsistent. But the point is, unlike Frank, where you just seen Frank just be Frank, it's like, okay, he plays defense, but that's it. There's really nothing else you can say. Like, he's plays defense, but he doesn't really bring anything else. Like, he hits a corner three, as you was at once every 3 games.
Every 3 games, yeah.
But it makes it seem like, oh, he's great at hitting the corner three, and it's like, not really.
But I can throw Frank Ntilikina on James Harden. I can't throw Kevin Knox on LeBron James.
You can't throw anybody on LeBron James. That's why he's LeBron James.
What skill does Kevin Knox have that's like a go-to? I'm not saying it has to be dominant, but something where it's like I could depend on that and it could get better. Like I could depend on it in game and it could get better.
I think we'll find out this year because thus far
his shooting.
So that means that we don't have it. But his shooting has not been, in spurts here and there, but it's not been consistent where you can depend on it.
But that's the thing. If it becomes consistent, then you can depend on it. That's the thing.
There goes that if word again.
No,
the jury is
out. You have to be careful about if. Because you know what, Kevin, I'm not killing you hypothetical.
If was a fifth, we all be drunk.
If the queen had balls, if the queen had balls, she'd be king.
Thank you, Stephen Fox.
The question was, what have you seen from Kevin Knox? And he's like, this is his go-to thing. And it is, if anything, his shooting. Regardless of whether it's been consistent or not, you feel like if he tightens it up, it's going to be something that he can lean on.
But Kevin, see, we keep saying if. So at least with the young players, right? Even though Mitch Robinson is flawed, we know that if he could set the right pick and roll or run correctly in the pick and roll, he's going to deliver at the basket. We know that. At the basket, 74%, we know he's going to do that, right?
And just like Tom Thibodeau just said the other day, when Kevin Knox takes good shots, he's going to hit them. All Kevin Knox has to do is take good shots.
Oh, but again, I'm talking about what we've seen from these kids already.
That's what he has to do.
The reason why I'm saying this, Kevin, is because Thibodeau wants guys who could fill in those roles, and I just think that Knox may have the hardest time, right? Because all Frank really has to do is really hit the three better, right? I think that Tom Thibodeau will lean on his defense when he's in the game, right? Mitchell Robinson, Tom Thibodeau's like, he basically said, we don't really even need you to shoot threes. We need you to get better fundamentally down low and get to the line so you can shoot those free throws. And if your free throws are hitting, then obviously we'll expand your game a little bit. But we need you to get better at fundamentals because we know what you can do, but we need you to be able to do it for 35 minutes a night, not 22. The thing with Knox and DSJ is that you look at them and you're like, there's something there, but can they execute in a role? Because like, what is their discernible skill that if everything goes left, I can depend on that skill in game? And with Knox and DSJ, it's hard to discern. I agree with you, Kevin. There's a lot of ifs, and I want those ifs to go well with Kevin. I'm just scared. I don't want Kevin to be in one of these funks where he's not hitting his shot, right? And everything else closes down. It shuts down. Right. Like in terms of his confidence. I don't want that with Kevin Knox. Because you know why? A Redmond might come in and be like, hey, and Marcus Morris him out of that. Even though I'll give you credit. Marcus Morris did start last year. For some reason, I thought Kevin Knox started, but Marcus Morris did start. But I don't want a veteran coming in outplaying Kevin Knox. That veteran's going next year, and we're moving on from Kevin Knox, and we're trying to find somebody to refill that space, right?
I can tell you like this. Hey, I can tell y'all like this, though. We know they're all saying what pressure do. Pressure bust pipes all day and night. And these one-year deals, boy. Hey, these boys playing for their lives, man. They NBA lives, literally.
All y'all people from the South got sayings, man. This is ridiculous.
Hey, just like I told you about that if stuff, man. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Well, I heard that before. I ain't from no South, Ron. You see, Ron? This guy, Ron, you're not slick, bro. Like, stop it, man. But yo, guys, I gotta be out, man. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, man. I apologize. I gotta get some sleep, but I'll see you guys. I'll be with Sim tomorrow. So if you guys want to come and watch the game with us, man, it'll be both.
Great show tonight,
Sim them blackball me, Guillermo, man.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
Sim them blackball me, man. I try to get up in there with y'all in that chat a few times.
Bro, this is you. You call at the bro.
No. I try to get in the chat like this here, man. I'm sitting there waiting. I see how many people on. Yeah.
Okay, tomorrow I got you. You definitely be on tomorrow, man. All right, man.
What time?
See you guys.
Hopefully
lose too, man. Hopefully Miami loses, but see you guys, man. Peace.
Hey, if Miami wins, you're gonna have to wear a Tua jersey.
If you send me a pink Tua shirt, I'll wear that on a show. If you guys win, You know what? Yo, if you guys win, I'll wear a pink tour shirt for you, man.
Hey man, the Jets will be better once y'all get rid of Adam Gase. That's what you got to start at.
I agree, man. But yo, see you guys tomorrow. Salute to you, Big Freezy.
Yeah,
Congrats
man.
on the 700, bro. Peace.
Be
All right,
safe.
boss.
Be safe.
I just think that the conjuncture when it comes to, because people, like I said, people want to look at the last time they saw Kevin Knox on the basketball court. He wasn't good, and I understand that. I respect it. I get that. But as I said, Kevin Knox has spent 9 months working with the best trainers, the best shooting coaches, with assistants. He's been saying he's worked with his coaches all summer. Tom Thibodeau has been done nothing all week but just rave about Kevin Knox, basically.
And that's why I think it's good for Kevin Knox. And like I say, man, a coach coming out and saying that and it wasn't solicited, that bodes well. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have to call no names. And that's why I know if he's calling out Julius Randle's name, Kevin Knox, Emmanuel Quickly, and Obi Toppin, those 4 guys are going to get minutes. The other guys, they have to worry.
I think going into tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, now I'm not Nostradamus, but seeing how Tibbs has talked this week, how just getting it from the outside looking in, obviously, I'm pretty sure the starting line is probably going to be Noel, Randall, Knox, RJ, and DSJ is going to be the starting 5 tomorrow.
Ooh.
So you say RJ, Randall, Knox, DSJ,
and Noel. I don't think Frank or Mitch are going to make the starting 5, or Obi obviously is going to make the starting 5 tomorrow. Now they're all going to play.
That'll shock me if Obi starts tomorrow. Then that's going to really signal something to me. That's going to signal to me that Julius Randle has accepted coming off the bench.
I think another reason is I see how Tibbs is a film junkie. And I think he's like, I got to separate Randall and Elfrid Payton. I cannot have them together.
That's a great point. You just say that again.
I think Tibbs looked at the tape and was like, you know what? They can't be out here playing buddy ball. I got to separate them. I got to have them in 2 different units.
Ooh, I think that's the best take all night. What y'all think in the chat? What y'all think about that take?
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I do a lot of research before every day, so to be prepared for the show at night, and I did a really deep dive on offense on Knox, and I don't want to be a negative Nelly, but it's terrible. It's absolute 27% from corner threes, 26% from 16 to 3-point line. 33% from 10 to 16 feet, 26% from 3 to 10 feet, 32% from 3. I said to my wife, it'll be a miracle if this kid, I hope for the kid. I know he's working hard and everything, but the numbers show across everything. He's the lowest percentile. He's one of the worst cutters in the league. Just everything, every statistic, Kevin.
Hey, Steven.
Yeah.
Go back to his rookie year.
That's what I'm about to say. Are these stats from last year or are they from his
that's last year?
That's what I said. I throw last year out because he ain't had no coach and no system.
All right, ready? You ready? I'm prepared as always. So, in his rookie season, from 0 to 1 second, from his rookie season, 35% from 3 to 10 feet, 34% from 10 to 16 feet, 27% from 16 to 16 feet to the 3-point line, 34% from 3, and he hit 37% from the corner 3.
How often did he get to the free throw line in that rookie year?
The free throw line, I'll tell you right now, he attempted 3 a game.
Okay, so
you gotta get that up.
You just pretty much describe a 40% from the field shooter in his first year. That's basic rookie.
And last year we got to give them all a wash because they didn't have no coaching last year.
Yeah, that's so those numbers right there. That doesn't move in one way or the other because last season was last season, and in his rookie year he was 40%, which the same was RJ in his rookie.
And you know what's funny? The only people who looked good last year were the people who were dominating the ball the most. Mook, Morris, Alfred Payton, who everybody loves so much, and Julius Randle. Those three guys were dominating the ball last year. So it ain't funny that their stats would look so much better than everybody inflated.
Yeah, Randle had a 28% usage rate last year.
Yeah, and what about Alfred Payton and Mook?
Yeah, the same. They're up in that
Look
round.
at that.
What was Knox usage rate?
Knox usage rate was 17.8 last year,
Wow.
22% in his rookie year.
Hey,
And
look,
22 in the rookie year.
do you understand why you got those numbers?
Yeah. Yeah.
The numbers speak for itself. 17% usage rate. You out
and
there.
You know what else that screams too? That he didn't have consistent minutes.
Yeah.
and not consistent minutes neither. That's another thing that screams to me. Because there was a lot of time Knox was buried on the bench when he should have been in the game.
Well, he did 29 minutes in his rookie year. He played and 18 last year.
Man, that's 11 minutes less.
And most of all, again, from a confidence standpoint, the big one was in his rookie year, he started 57 games, and last year he started 4.
Wow. All on coaching. Everything we talked about going back to coaching. So wiping out last year, because that's a wash for me. I'm looking at what he did in that rookie year, because I think I'm looking for Knox to hit 16 points a game this year and about 6 to 7 rebounds. If he does that, I'm happy.
I mean, like I said, it's up to Tom Thibodeau to put these players in the best position. Like he said, when Knox takes good shots, he will hit them.
But also from you guys watching, did you notice his ball had a different trajectory? It was like more of an arc. It was a more of an
high.
arc.
It was very high.
He does have a high
from
arc.
But from the second year to his first year, it was like a different shot.
Yeah, the first year it wasn't like that. And I was like, he had arc on the ball, but not like that. That's why I said, I don't know if you remember a few nights back, I was like, he need to stop shooting the ball so high. Because the one thing when you shoot, you got to have arc on your ball as a shooter. But when you shoot so high, if that ball is going to come down with a lot of force. So
and long rebounds and
long rebounds, you're not going to get too much of a bounce. Your shot going to have to pretty much go in all net.
Yeah.
Or you're going to miss.
And he was really bad in the paint, meaning those god awful lobs of his really hurt his percentages again too. So I'm in the I see he's working hard. That's why
should have been the focal point last year, man, on offense.
And Kevin, you made such great points about the big difference between don't say the kid has a bad motor because it's not true. First one
bad
in,
coaching. That was the motor. Bad coaching.
Plural. How many in the number of years he's been there.
And that's the thing for all these guys. That's why I said I'm not gonna kill these guys no more, man. When I really look at the facts, even Frank included, hey, we're gonna find out what Frank is this year. That's for sure. We're gonna find out if he's gonna stick at a point guard. We're gonna find out because everything is about coaching with the way this team is set up, from top to bottom, from developmental to the man running the show on the right there in the starting position as the head coach.
I think Tibbs took some of the pressure off of Frank. That's
I agree with you. I agree with you, Rod.
He said, "Man, just calm down. We're gonna move you over here, see how this works out for right now, and then get your confidence together. Then we'll move it. Then we'll see what you can do from there.
Be aggressive, get in the best condition in your life.
We want you to concentrate on letting that thing go and play defense like we know you can."
Yeah,
I think it's funny. Who? If there's one player, and it's kind of funny, who gets like just a complete automatic pass, is RJ.
No doubt.
And RJ gets it because no one talks about RJ.
Who else said that? Didn't you say that?
Say what?
That RJ, nobody don't get on RJ.
He's the favorite son. That's what I was expressing all week.
Everybody gets on. They get on Knox. They get on Randall,
Frank and Diaz.
They get on Frank. They get on DSJ. People have said negative things about Mitch.
That's the one player that
boy got to work. He got to work on shooting them free throws, man.
Yeah, but beyond that, to your point, RJ, 26% from 3 to 10 feet, 27% from 10 to 16 feet, 28% from 16 feet to the 3-point line, 32%. So yeah, man, it's a double standard.
Yeah, and I thought about that. I was like, RJ is not.
But you know why I think he might not get
either.
Why everybody's not jumping on him because he had 1 year.
I've been saying that all week.
I think that's probably why though, because he he came in 1 year. That was his first year.
Here's the thing, here's the biggest thing about RJ. Because people love RJ's demeanor, that dog in RJ, they give him a pass like, oh, he looks like he wants it. But
I compared him to who did the guy that Lynn slept on his couch. What was his name? Landry Fields.
Landry Fields.
He had a rookie year similar to Landry Fields. No. Then when they looked at the numbers, they was like, yeah, but he different. It's something about him.
Landry Fields was going to take off with us.
Like that's my thing. It's like, why does RJ get the same thing could happen to RJ that happened to Knox in his rookie year? Like we had brought in Danny, we bring in Danny Green to come in and take the spot of RJ.
The only difference is RJ has an elite skill. He can get to the basket and he gets his fouls.
He just needed to shoot them free throws.
So whereas the efficiency comes in, he can get there, but he ain't finishing.
No doubt, 61%, especially at that position.
Do that same thing, Steven, for Frank.
You got it. All right, so here's Frank. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so Frank.
How many minutes played?
In last year.
Okay, minutes played 20. He's been consistent from his rookie year, 21.9, 22 minutes, 21 his second year, 21 his third year. So the minutes have been consistent for the kid.
Okay.
But for his shooting, 30% from 3 to 10 feet, 37% from 10 to 16 feet, 29% from 16 to the 3-point line, and 29% from 3.
And he's better than all of them. Frank is better than all of them.
Yeah, but it's still way below, for Frank, based on size.
Saying,
but
you see what people praise.
Yeah. Because the league average for a person in his thing is 77% from the foul line. And like you just touched on, Rob, 61%. That kid will get 3 extra points per game if he just learns how to shoot foul shots.
But the problem is with Frank.
I'm more worried for RJ. Me personally, I'm really worried for RJ.
Because of the darn media is brutal. Yeah. They will attack this kid
as a sophomore. Because they're not going to allow him to get away with that this year.
Oh no, lights are on him this year. Everybody expected him to take a jump, just like Knox. We expecting Knox to be better. We expecting all these guys. There's no excuses now, but you don't have a coach.
But that's out the window. It took us about 3 hours and 5 minutes to even bring up RJ's name.
They don't do all. Look, they want to talk about Mitch's tweet from something from last week to this week. That was the big story, but nobody now. Even
he's the golden child. Hands off.
But Knicks today, I watched it with Guillermo and Sims. Their whole thing was about. It was about Robinson, and then when RJ name came up, he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's my thing. Here's my thing. This is another thing. I don't recall, either good or bad, I don't recall Tibbs mentioning RJ at all.
I ain't heard his name at all neither. Now that is something to think about.
That's the favorite child, man. I done peeped
golden child.
I done peeped this a while ago. That's how come up. I like RJ, but
I like RJ too. But like I said, he's getting. I don't even think Patrick Ewing got this much of a pass.
You know what? Pat ain't had to get no pass because Pat was balling.
Yeah, but I'm saying like RJ it's just like nobody wants to. They want to like turn a blind eye to his fault.
Yeah, they do.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't turn a blind eye to them
spotlight on someone like Knox's fault. The efficiency is the main thing.
Yeah,
and their demeanor, like, RJ's out there pounding his chest and out there hitting a game-winning shot against Houston, and Knox is just like pouting and has his head down. It's like
his body language and all of this. Man, I see some looks on RJ face that sometimes that don't look too coaches, but nobody say nothing.
You right.
Look what they say. But RJ plays hard. Okay.
But so who is Jamar? I can't even pronounce that last name. But he's like, RJ's work ethic is crazy. How is RJ's work ethic crazy than Knox, who's the first one in the gym and the last one to leave?
RJ,
you're right,
Foster
man.
easy to fix.
God bless you.
Okay.
And that's the thing. It's like, so why are you saying RJ's work ethic is crazy, but someone like Kevin Knox, who continuously has worked his entire summer, coaches from Fizdale to Miller to Thibodeau have all said Kevin Knox is a gym rat. He's always working, but nobody brings that up. But RJ is, he has great work ethic.
Yeah.
It's tremendous. Like,
hey, look, but RJ plays hard. He's a dog. This is what the chat is saying. Everybody, look, if the newspapers leave you alone in New York, people fall in love with that aspect of the game. That's it.
Mind control.
Yeah.
All these, you get articles, like what can Knox do to save his job? And this is the end of Knox and all this other stuff. And it's like, what's wrong with Kevin Knox? And it's like,
Tika Drop said it. Y'all right. We baby RJ.
and D Jones don't like my stats. It's like, so I'm getting a little trolled over here.
Well, I can tell you like this. Ain't no excuse for none of them. That's why I'm glad we finally got a coach, man. I keep going back to Tibbs till I'm blue in the face. Hey, we got a coach, man. We got one, and ain't nobody gonna be able to say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna be. Hey, when he trot that lineup out there, I don't care if it's your favorite player on the Knicks. If he on the bench, you ain't got nothing to say.
I'm 100% in agreement.
Nothing. And I'm telling you that from myself. If it's a player I want to see out there, i.e. like Frank, if Frank ain't out there, guess what? I'm gonna respect Tibbs.
Yep. You know, Randall and a few of the other guys, you know, they said that their early impressions of Tibbs training camp is that there's really heavy attention to detail. He said Randall said he didn't come in with any preconceived notions or anything, but the relationship so far is good. But the guy focuses on teaching, meaning Tibbs. He's so hardworking, but everything he's so very much into details, and details are everything. You know,
so that tells you. Yeah. You can't be no dumb ball player.
Yeah.
It ain't about just athletics. You gotta be athletically smart to play for him.
Wally Zerbiak was saying that when he was just reviewing RJ's rookie season, going into this season, he said he's got to tighten it up. He's got to tighten his game, and it's all about the details. And that's exactly what the guys, and that was about a month ago where Wally said that, and the guys just reiterated that Tibbs is first and foremost a teacher.
Yeah. And that's why I think he's gonna be great for these guys, because like even RJ, thank goodness he ain't been in the league 3 years and had to go through what Frank went through to get a coach like this.
They said, what was RJ's numbers after February 1st?
Give me a sec.
Yeah, Parrish, we got the stat machine right here.
The professor,
right
at work. The real capologist.
Okay, they say Obi will. Yeah, they're gonna start. I think Randall gonna start tomorrow because they don't want to go into next week talking about what's gonna happen. So I think he's gonna pretty much start what he started last year, just to keep the media from answering the questions all week.
Yeah,
you know, just to keep that out the way.
You know what else that would signal to? It would be easier to slide Obi in that starting role if Randall ain't playing good.
Yeah,
and
to come out there and just start Obi, then now you starting controversy from the
you starting it right off the hook, right off the bat.
Well, why Julius ain't starting? He was a starter last year. He scored the most points. I can hear the stories now.
Yeah, you can't allow that. If Julius is healthy tomorrow, he gonna start.
And another thing that's gonna keep pressure from off the young man. You know, he ain't gonna have to answer questions about, you know, how Julius feel about you starting in his position. He ain't gonna have to answer those kind of questions.
That's why I see Mitch starting tomorrow. I see Randall starting tomorrow. You know, I don't know too much about Frank. I think I'm going with DSJ. I think he's gonna start. This is what I think Tibbs gonna do, not me. I think he's gonna start. And then from the way he's speaking, he's gonna most definitely start Knox.
Oh yeah, he's starting and quickly getting on the floor too tomorrow.
Yeah, but
I'm looking for him to be maybe the second man off the bench behind Obi.
And then I think that he might go with
for that second one. If he don't go with DJ, he gonna go with Frank. I don't think he going with Peyton.
I think Peyton is the emergency point guard. I think he's gonna be.
Think that he's going with him.
I don't think you're gonna see Peyton and Randall on the floor at the same time.
No, I think that's done for real.
Yeah,
you brought up a good point about that.
He divorced them.
He cut that off.
But we ain't playing no buddy ball no more.
So I got the answers for you.
All right.
For the chat room. So after February 1st, he averaged 18.7 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 3.3 assists. Shot 33% from 3, shot 45% from 2. And that's based on 30 minutes.
Okay, so he had a good.
He played a little bit better. Yeah, he was playing better.
It shut down in February. He had a good 6 weeks.
Yeah, so starting from the beginning month in October.
Even Frank started playing better toward the end of the season too.
Yeah, absolutely. That game against Washington.
Yeah. He had a good rookie game too. What, he had about 27 in that rookie game, right?
Yeah. So the first month.
RJ did. Yeah.
Rob. So RJ starting from October going forth, he averaged 18.2 points per game. Next month, 14.2. Next month, 11.7. So he hit that rookie wall, but also like we've been talking, that high ankle sprain.
Yeah, that high ankle sprain.
Then he came back 15.3 in February, 12.6, and then he closed out the year in March at 18.2.
I'm gonna tell you though, I think of all the players with Tibbs being a defensive coach that I'm most excited to see is gonna be Frank. Because if Frank could be what he was with them sorry coaches that he had, what is he gonna be with a guy who eats, sleep, and breathe nothing but defense?
Yeah,
that's right.
He's gonna let that boy loose, man. He's gonna let him loose.
First word when people talk about him, the players, length, man. That length of his is so disruptive.
Hey, from the minute he got on that court, and that's why when Wally was talking that foolishness he was talking about, I was like, Frank don't lock up nobody.
Oh, that was Alan Hahn.
Yeah, Alan Hahn. When he said that, I'm like, are you crazy? Gots to be crazy.
Y'all hear with Clyde when Clyde talking about Frank when what Clyde be saying, right?
Yeah, soft passes, picking up his dribble.
He said, look, he's a hell of a player. It's all in his head.
Yeah, it's just confidence. Yeah,
that's coming from a legend.
You can see it out there that he be thinking too much instead of just playing. And it's a difference. You notice when he playing with that French team, and he just playing, and that's why he looks better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. That boy ain't had no coach that believe in him since he been with the Knicks. That's the crazy thing because the front office was divided when they even got him. And then you fire Phil in year 2?
Nah, year 1.
Oh, year 1? He was gone year 1. Yeah, you were after the pick. You right after the pick. So the guy who brought you here is no longer here. Man, come on, man. But I can't wait to see. I'm most excited to see him tomorrow night. I'm really excited to see Knox, Frank, and DSJ. Those are the 3. Julius Randle.
Hey, like you said, if we see 2 spin moves, we're gonna say, nothing.
And I ain't trying to shortchange Julius Randle, but I know what Julius Randle is. We done seen him. There's a few things he got to do to look better. Trust his players, pass the ball at them double team. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Don't turn the ball over in crucial situations. But the 3 unknowns, Kevin Knox, DSJ, and Frank. Them 3. RJ, I think RJ is just going to be solid again. I think he's going to be solid. He'll probably get you 15 because I think he's going to shoot better from the free throw line this year.
And he's a monster when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, he knows he's strong going to the basket, and he knows how to finesse that ball around the hoop too.
Yeah.
And Kevin, you said that earlier that he don't finish. He finished. He just don't be dunking like that on people.
Yeah, and he had a pretty good defensive rating too, RJ. He had
way better than expected coming out of college.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler was 2.7 last year, and RJ was 1.1. Some guys are negative, and he and basically that meant he won 1.1 game last year, RJ, based on his defense.
Look at Frank's.
You're not going to like 0.8. I think you're not going to like what you hear.
I think it was 0.8, if I can recall.
That's my man. You got it. You got it. 0.8 the year before, 0.4. Just in his rookie year, 1.1 is what RJ did. So only one game that was attributed. But on the offensive side, it gets scary. He's on offensive win share. So what he did on offense that led to wins, -2 his rookie year, -1.3. So he lost one game. He lost 2 games in his rookie year. And he was 0.1 on the offense. So that's what we're all praying for, that offensive game comes around. We know he's solid on the D. But the weird thing about, obviously I know not everything's statistics, but he's not a guy that gets steals either. He's never averaged more than one. He's never hit the one steal more.
He don't play the passing lane. He's more of an on ball.
That's true.
And that's why he don't pick up them people that normally get steals like that. They normally play in passing lanes.
But you still think within 20 minutes he's going to come up at least with one.
The thing about Tibbs' system is, what defensive system is, it's a team-oriented system.
Exactly.
Where you don't have to be. I mean, look at them Bulls teams. Derrick Rose, as gifted as he was offensively, nobody ever said anything about Derrick Rose playing defense.
No. He was allergic to that.
Kirk Heinrich definitely wasn't a lockdown defender.
He was
Mike
solid.
Dunleavy wasn't a lockdown defender at all. But yet, those Bulls teams are like the best defensive teams in the league.
But you know what else? Something that I looked
positioning.
And something else that I looked at and I found out, Thibodeau inherited that team.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he didn't play rookies. He just inherited a team that didn't have no rookies. And then when he went to Minnesota, he also inherited a team. So for people to say that Tib doesn't play rookies, it's no facts that back that, because he never came into a position where as though now Jimmy Butler was a second-round pick, so therefore it wasn't no pressure to play him. But if you're going to draft somebody in the first round, I think as though the pressure is going to be on the coach to make sure that guy sees the floor.
Hey, Rob, did I tell you I love your wisdom, man? I love man, you got wisdom. Every time you talk, I'm always smiling and said, God, that guy knows his hoops.
Yeah, man, I do my research, but I appreciate it, bro.
Nah,
yeah, man. Hey, I tell y'all fellas, oh, God of Moses showing up.
Oh, Lord, he's talking about Julius.
I knew that would wake him up. He probably got an alarm and he had Julius' name. Probably start going off.
Instead of the clock spinning, it's RJ. It's Randall.
You guys be capping.
Foul shots, man. Foul shots.
I mean,
you guys love Frank. Hey, shout out God of Moses, man.
Yeah, much respect. Much respect.
I just found out something. I'm kind of upset that TJ Warren is going to miss the first game of the year.
Oh man,
I'm glad. I don't want Knox's.
That was a good litmus test for Knox.
Who's their backup? I think that'd have been a good litmus test. I really do.
Who's the backup on?
The backup is Justin Holiday or Doug McDermott, either or.
You know, I remember they had us linked to trying to get Holiday to bring him back to New York. How y'all felt about that?
What?
When they was talking about us trying to bring Justin Holiday back to New York.
Man, you know he was an okay. He didn't move the needle for me. He was on the team, but he didn't really move the needle for me.
I felt the same way when I heard that. I was like, that ain't what I want to hear. I felt like that, but like how I felt about Alfred Payton.
Hey, fellas, I got a curveball for you. This was in the Portland paper. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here's a trade proposal that they came up with. They
Julius
said,
Randle.
Nope, Alec Burks and a 2021 second-round pick that we got from Detroit to the Portland Trail Blazers for Anthony Simons, the 6'3" combo guard in his third year right out of high school. That kid can shoot. But they basically said that the Portland fans have been spending the last 2 seasons hoping that he'd eventually break out. But they said the pressure is after landing Covington, Cantor, Derek Jones this offseason, they think they have a chance at running for the crown. But if Simons isn't ready to help, they see the Blazers going after somebody like an Alec Burks and saying, and they said on the other side, since the Knicks aren't going to be competing for anything, if they can wait on Simon's development, that the kid is like a Quickly. The kid can absolutely shoot, but the only bad thing is an undersized 6'2", and
Well, we got Quickly. There's no need for him.
Oh, I agree. I'm just telling you some stuff thrown out there.
Yeah, but we don't.
I don't know
need
what kind of trees they smoking up there in Portland. But one, you can't even trade Alec Burke until like what, February or March?
No doubt. But they're saying no different than Morris last year, that when it comes to that time, and if they're in the position, they're going to need a veteran.
I'm telling y'all, I really believe we're going to be the most improved team this year. And I'm going to tell you what, they still ain't going to want to talk about us. They're going to have some kind of fluky excuse. They're going to make an excuse.
It's one thing about the New York media. They don't mind jumping on the bandwagon when stuff going good. They'll switch.
I mean more that national, that national media, that ESPN and all them types. Yeah. Them jokers, they ain't gonna want to talk about us. They're not gonna want to talk about us.
Yeah,
now we're just saying something good.
My wife's always saying to me, why do you watch everything with the games and stuff with the sound off? And I'm like, I don't need to hear their shit. I just watch it and I know what they're doing. I don't need to hear them talking. She goes, I've never seen anybody that watches most of their sports with the sound off.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the only people I like to hear talk about the Knicks.
I like Breed and Clyde.
That's it. Oh, then the only people, hey, when I be on the ticket, man, they actually, if you like when the Knicks ain't playing at home, if you want to listen to the home broadcast or the away, I want to hear Clyde and Breen, man. Them the only guys I want to hear. I don't want to hear them. Them other commentators be sounding so trashy and terrible. I be like, how in the world they keep people awake?
Yeah.
And I do it anyway for Clyde Sports Jacket.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch for Clyde's clothes. But then, you know what I thought of? If they would have went and got Westbrook, who would have been? He would have been trying to match Clyde. Clyde would have killed him every day. Clyde would have killed him.
I love Clyde. I know I'm an old guy, and there's times I watch it, and this is why I love Clyde. I'll be watching the game, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, he took 5 fucking steps. And all of a sudden, Clyde will say, man, he traveled. I'm like, thank you. Somebody saw that. What is happening, man? Don't they call it traveling call anymore?
I like the fact that Clyde calls the game, and he's unbiased, man. And as much as he loved the Knicks, if there's a player out there for the Knicks that ain't performing, he gonna call them out. And if they are performing, he gonna give them their credit too. Some of these people, man, certain players, they ain't gonna crucify them, and you know what I mean. They're gonna let them ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that we have all this development staff and everything, but man, if this guy's in the house, meaning Clyde, there ain't a better tutor for point guards than Clyde.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand why them guys ain't tap into that.
Oh man,
go see Clyde.
I'm pretty sure Clyde around the practice giving pointers. Clyde just don't want that stress.
Yeah.
I look at Clyde as the kind of person like Clyde doesn't want to interfere with team stuff.
Yeah, unless they come calling him and be like, "Hey, can you talk to such and such?" Show him a few things.
Clyde be like,
I'm looking at.
Boy, he could be funny talking about Randall, boy. Last year.
If RJ can get a consistent 18 to 20 a night, and just a consistent 18 to 20, if his jump shot is better, if he's hitting his free throws.
Oh, he'll get that with his eyes closed, I think.
Yeah, it's
whoa.
I mean, really, he's one of the
my prop. My flag, that flag didn't fall, or as long as the flag don't touch the ground, I don't have to burn it.
I'm looking at the 2 guards in the league, and I'm like, why is it if RJ is putting up 20 a night, if he can consistently do that, and let's say, Randall will probably still get you 20, for however long he's on the team. If Knox can get you between 15 to 17 a night, whoever it has to be DH, because of all the point guards on our team, The best offensive point guard is DSJ. Like you can expect at the top of his game, you can expect DSJ to get you 15 points a game.
It's a shame he can't pass.
No. If you can mix DSJ's athleticism with Elfrid Payton's like ability to lead a team,
and he had Frank's defense, we'll have something.
Yeah.
But let me stop. I said I ain't gonna kill the guys. I'm gonna give him. It's 20 games. Then I'm gonna start talking. But if they look bad tomorrow night, I'm gonna have to call you out. I'm gonna have to pull a Clyde tomorrow. I'm gonna have to talk about you. I'm gonna hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to talk about you, either good or bad.
Yeah. Hey Ron, you brought up the flag before, and don't say it enough to you, Rob and Freezy. Thanks so much for your service, man, and all the vets, man. God bless you guys for all you've done.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I was talking to one of my old Army buddies tonight from Mobile, Alabama. Hadn't talked to that guy in about 3 or 4 years, and it felt literally like we pick right back up where we left off at.
That's blood, man. Yeah, can't imagine.
Matter of fact, me and him both, we had my oldest daughter and his daughter, we by 2 sisters, and me and him used to be real close.
So fellas, you want to be shutting it down?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, we got to get our rest anyway. It's going to be a real hectic.
Yeah, we got a big day tomorrow.
Big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Watching the game and then channeling all that energy for our analysis of what we just saw. And
right.
I'm lighting a candle.
Yeah, I'm shooting for 4:30 tomorrow to do my first stream. Hopefully everything goes according to plan. That little youngster in that bed back there gonna help Daddy get everything right.
We're behind you. Everyone, please let's support our guy. Man, Mr. Ron Cleveland.
So if y'all see it up, y'all know I'm on. If not, I apologize to everybody, man. Something just didn't work out. But I'll see y'all tomorrow night. That's for sure.
Let's go get this W.
Yeah, we're going to get it. Hey, somebody put some duct tape on Guillermo.
Man. I heard him when, I was off though. Yeah, I was off the screen though, but I was hearing him when he was talking about the Jets. Oh, he a lot more optimistic about the Jets.
You heard what I got? Did you hear what I got about that? I'm like, oh, come on now, Guillermo. You got to have the same energy with the Knicks, now.
Yeah.
See, my thing is, I call Guillermo out. Like, you going to stop being so negative about these players.
Man, look, me and him used to go at it on nothing but Knicks all the time. I used to get on.
I'll tell you what. I hope Kevin Knox go 20 tomorrow night and shoot about 55% from the field and about 40% from that 3-point line. If he do that tomorrow and 80% from the free throw line, boy, I wonder what Guillermo gonna say tomorrow. Them boys they gonna be funny.
I'm gonna give it to him.
Here's what he gonna say. He gonna say, no. I want them to do good.
Hey Rob, him and Kev go at it tomorrow night, boy. Hey, I'm gonna just sit back and enjoy the show.
Everybody, don't forget Freezy's morning drive tomorrow morning. God bless the man, hardest working man in the Knicks world. And
right. In the afternoon, I can't catch him live. I'll be
You and me both. I don't get up for 12.
Thank you so much, everyone in the chat. Thank you for the great mods, best mods in the world, and it's always an honor. It's always an honor, fellas.
Yeah, man. Hey, y'all be safe out there, fellas.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right.
Catch you later, everyone.
Peace out. Good night. Delano, everybody.
Peace drop. Peace parish. Big OK.
Diop.
Cinema. Sign. Peace
Big
out.
also. Simmer Singh. Motivated by success.
Jamal.
Hey, we're going to get one tomorrow night, though, fellas.
Cheek, man.
All right. Later.
All right.
You guys are the best. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.